this afternoon, they certainly have to take it.
Well, we're about to get things underway. Just quickly in the ruck duties, Traralgon a little bit light on, so they're going to go with Bailey Cameron.
Okay, I think I did call that pre-game.
Yeah, and of course Joshua Wykes will do the ruck duties there for Bairnsdale. So a bit of youth in the middle of the ground there for both sides. Of course, Russell Cowan is in the middle there for the Redlegs. Hector will go to him. And then you've got as well Russell Cowan, who is in very good form for Bairnsdale in the middle of the ground. Looks like the Redlegs have just got an extra one back, boys, or is it so the Traralgon, they've got one loose at the moment. The umpire's about to kick things off for round 6. The ball goes up, it drifts away to that right side, which the wind is blowing. Out there was Collison, a quick handball out towards McMahon. He went backwards to Jacobson, and the left foot kick goes down the line to the top of the 50, and there's a free kick. It's going in the way of Bairnsdale.
Called from 75 metres away, short hand on the back. I'm not sure that that's an infringement these days. I wouldn't have thought.
Keenan Hines was the one who had the free kick. He kicked it out to the wing. Jacobson at ground level. Handball backwards there. Quick kick by Jackson Hall towards half forward again. Keenan Hines marks this one. Plays on quickly again. And they're just giving it back to each other at the moment. And this time Jacobson takes a mark. He went short and he found Collison.
He did too. So Collison just out of side wing. Traralgon kicking to the right of radio with a stiff breeze. A trap, though, for young players is that you just kick long and hope the breeze does the work. You still need to be strategic, and Collison's trying to find a gap because he found it. Over the back it goes. First player there was Somerville, Dylan, for Bairnsdale, but he's been beaten to the ball, and Traralgon have got some room to move. Nicely done. Will Broadbent, the big man, standing stark, and he registers a score across the face of goals and out of play. About 20 metres from Traralgon goals in the opening minutes, first quarter.
Interesting start there by Bairnsdale too. They've pushed all their players back, so they've defended him with 3, allowing 3 loose there back for Traralgon.
Well, ball is inside Traralgon's forward 50. It comes back into the field of play. Collison was there. Handball gets squeezed out the back, goes past Tom Bryan. Now this is Cowan, gets around one, just gets his left boot to ball. Missing that one there was Williams for the Maroons. It comes back to Cowan to the Redlegs. A quick handball to Halford. He tried to hug the boundary line, he missed it, and the ball goes out of bounds on the full. And Jackson McMahon, the Gippsland League representative last week, chips it inboard to Stockdale. Handle over the top nicely to McMahon again. Now Jacobson, he's been busy early, gets back onto her right foot, kicks it inside 50. It's a chaos ball. No one can really mark it. Top of the 50 it is. Back there was Collison, kicked it off the ground, goes in the direction now of Troy Forrest. Quick boot to ball, bounces on the top of the line, bounces over 2 or 3, and rushing it through on the last line was Harry Gibbs for Bairnsdale to get the first score on the board this afternoon.
And that's on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. That's come at the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. Traralgon one behind 1 point.
So Keenan Hines, who's been busy in the opening minutes of this first quarter, finds Will Hamilton outer side of the ground, in fact out of play on the full, and the free kick will go Traralgon's way. They try to take on the man of the mark. The big fella was Will Hamilton, couldn't get around him. They've got a second dip at it now. A kick into the forward 50 more in hope than anything else.
Keenan Hines.
And Keenan Hines has just got the ball on a string just in this opening few minutes.
Oh, should nearly be 50, I would have thought, and it is. Has all sorts. Cam Whiteoak was the one who just got, he didn't know where he was, to be honest. And he wasn't because he's knocked out. He just didn't know where the player on the mark was, or the player with the football was, and just ran through the mark.
Too.
And he plays on quickly, does Keenan Hines, inside forward 50. McCary goes up and takes a strong mark. He's right on 50, kicking into the breeze, and he just loses his shoe, so he said, stuff that, I'm going to get rid of it and kick with me pink sock. He's a dribbler along the ground, it was, and allowed Traralgon to repel out towards Hector now outside their defensive 50.
Nice.
Kicks to the wing. Broadbent is the runner. Back there as well is Lopez. That was Riley. Broadbent ran on nicely, tapped it to himself, and then kicked it further afield. Back towards Dylan Lopez. He's a left foot snap around the body, and he misses.
Gracious.
And you just knew as he picked it up, he didn't want to go to the left. He didn't trust it. Another minor score.
Yeah, he was looking to feed off, wasn't he? He was caught in his left side, looked for a runner, one wasn't there, and he thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do the best I can. He did, but it wasn't good enough. So Bairnsdale now, through Dylan Somerville, will bring this ball back into play.
He plays onto himself, gains himself 5 metres, kicks to the outer side and missed the target again. It's a fair old breeze, and that football just carried over the boundary line. It's out of bounds on the full as Jacobson again drills it back in, but they need to adjust to this weather condition at the moment. beautiful day. No rain about at the moment, but the wind is howling. We've had 3 or 4 out of bounds on the full to start the game, Boxer.
There you have, and look at the pushing numbers right up, so it's really congested inside Traralgon's 50, so hence the entry inside has been really kamikaze-like. They don't know where to go, and just that Dylan Lopez miss while we've got the opportunity there too. He was looking to give off, but it's just a little bit of instinct as
We've
well.
got 2 field umpires. Look at this, boys. 2 field
And they've called
umpires.
it.
They've convinced the boundary umpire it wasn't out of play in the out of bounds. It was out of play in the full.
Yep.
I reckon in the end the
And there it
boundary
is again.
umpire just gave it up.
And we've done it again. Another Dylan Somerville this time kicks it out of bounds on the full going the other
Is
direction.
that 3 or 4 in a row?
Just about.
Yeah, just about.
Jake, don't give it to Jacobson. He'll kick it out of bounds again. So Jackson Hall will have this. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to come inboard because he doesn't want to hug the boundary line. That wind is causing havoc. He does come inboard, top of the 50, a beautiful
Nice.
kick. Riley Lopez has
Good
it.
hands.
He can go
Stockdale.
lateral. Is he got Lee Stockdale? He's got the length. He dropped the mark in the end. He probably should have taken it. Ball spills out, underground handball. Halford was there, over the top. Tried to tap it to his advantage. Does nicely back there was Preston. Now it gets out again to Robinson, who gave it back to Halford. They kick along the line. Good little body work before the ball got to him. Nicely done by Vickery. Goes inboard to Cow and he drops the mark. He's got 3 Traralgon players descending on him. He gets a handball out, but Maroons are free, and they're going to relieve the pressure across halfback.
Decent standard in tricky conditions as Bairnsdale now from half-back flank, nice leg, left foot kick. Can he find a teammate? He can't. It falls in the arms of Broadbent, who goes inboard with a short kick. That was poor. Jacobson on the half volley couldn't pick it up, taking a player high. Free kick the Redlegs way, smack bang in the centre of City Oval, and Cowan, who's been busy also, gets up with the ball in his hands on that left leg. Kicks to within 45 metres, one-on-one contest. The use of body has been good, and Vickery, Kenan Vickery, kicks to the top of the square. Can they make the most of this forward 50 entry? They can't. The first player there was going to be McGarry, but he's beaten to the ball by the boundary. 10 metres out, right-hand side of the Bairnsdale goals.
Just a quick key matchup there too is the matchup between Cowan and Jacobson. So Jacobson's actually just got a bit of a shadow on Cowan as well. But Vickery, how good is he?
Yeah.
Tall, runs, and can mark as well.
Well, the body work early's been very good. Here's Callum McKeon outside top of his 50, got tackled quickly, and the umpire said you did have a chance. It is holding the ball, and it will be a free kick on the far side of the ground, and it looks to be Mitch Musto out there for the Maroons. He kicks it towards the wing area.
2-on-1 contest.
Yep.
What is that option?
It's a nothing option, and it goes over the heads there of Keenan Hines.
I understand that the wind is probably pushing across that side of the ground, but there's nothing wrong. There's a big open space here. Bring the ball back inside and bring it inboard. Open the game up a little bit more to give your forwards just an opportunity to maybe push the lead out a little bit wider.
And I think fitness is going to play a big part today. This ground has got a little bit of room to move, so if you're willing to work hard, you'll get the reward. There's no question about that.
East.
Yep.
Over the top took the ruck duties. Tried to have a fresh area there, did the red legs. Underground handball didn't quite work out. Jacobson's been the best on ground so far for Gippsland Isuzu. They went backwards there. Is it McMahon on the far side of the ground? Looked to be Lee Stockdale high up the ground as well. So we've got another boundary throw in, far side. It's a 2-point margin. We've travelled 7.5 minutes into this first quarter.
And the visitors have had their chances early. Lepre's missed one he should have got, and then there was a fortuitous bounce, I guess, in a lot of ways. As Traralgon again through Jacobson, the player that Scud just mentioned, that left foot kick finds the boundary line. Still 70 metres from the Traralgon Football Club's home goals.
7 disposals from Michael Jacobson's, 5 kicks, 2 handballs, 2 clearances, 2 inside 50s.
I think we made it an interchange for the boundary umpire on that far side because he's just going to be working pretty hard already this afternoon.
So Tim McGibney, he's got that group of 4 interchange together, just explaining to those on the bench just the tricky conditions they're going to be confronted with when they make their way onto the ground. The ball at the moment still 70 metres out from Traralgon goals, far side of the ground here at Bairnsdale's home ground. Remembering, of course, Bairnsdale in 4th position on the ladder as we speak. Traralgon hoping to win and edge their way closer to the top 5. Bit of work to do.
Ethan East that was, so I'll get that out in a moment. Tapped it over his head. It was a beautiful tap out. Just didn't quite get in the hands of the runners of the Redlegs. And they're going to bottle this one up. Just repeating that Traralgon are kicking with a bit of a breeze. Boxer thinks it's 3 goals. And at the moment, the Maroons aren't taking advantage of that. Hector Handballed out wide. Jacobson ducked his head again and tries to take on too many, and he's got pinged for holding the ball. And the free kick will go out there to Somerville, who the captain of the Red League side. He lost the toss earlier. Kicks it down towards half forward. Front spot, nicely done, was Bulmer. And Nick Bulmer takes a mark. He drives it close to the boundary line. A nice little neat kick in the end. And he's found his teammate down the line. They get it inside forward 50 in the direction of Vickery. Couldn't quite mark it. Spoiled out the back there. We're going to Traralgon play with a jumper number that we got no idea who it is. Top of the hot spot it goes. Handball lands in the hands of McMahon for Traralgon. Goes inboard. Finds a teammate. They've got some good run. Hector has it, centre half back. Goes to White Oak, who gives it back to Hector. He chips it out wide. There's no one out here on the wing. I don't know what he saw, because coming the other way is Ryan Halford of Bairnsdale. Delivers towards the top of the 50. Vickery again. Does a little shimmy. Gave it back to McKeown, who dropped it. Halford was close to the boundary line, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. 2-point margin in favour of the Maroons.
Geez, Vickery's causing them some grief out there as well. I see Traralgon's already made the change there too, because Thurin did have him. It was a bit of a mismatch there with height, and then he got him for speed as well, so he's got a new opponent already.
Yeah, when in doubt, kick to space. I reckon that's the direction for Traralgon as we go forward now through Halford.
Good pace.
Halford on his left leg. Good pace, as you heard Scud saying. It was indeed. First goal. Good goal. Nice work. And it's Braden McCarry who gets the first goal of the afternoon, and that's at the 10-minute mark. The Redlegs are finally on the board, boys.
Talk about being in the right spot at the right time. He knows where to actually be when the ball's in dispute too. So good players know where the great sense of mind to have, especially in front of goals, and McCarry can see why he's the league leading goal kicker.
And that first goal has come at the 11-minute mark of the first quarter. Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard sees Bairnsdale with a 4-point lead, 1 goal straight 6, Traralgon 2 behinds, 2 points.
The ball is back in the middle, and I'll tell you what, Braden McCarry doesn't need a great deal to get goals on the board. East goes up. Cameron did well, but back there was Cowan of the Redlegs. He'll swing onto that left foot across half back, gets it out wide. This guy Ryan Halford's had a bit of a start in the first quarter. He's got some toe. The left foot kick, Thuring spoiled it. Now at ground level is Brett Waddell, and Waddell was happy to see it go over for a boundary throw-in. I tell you what, Halford has some wheels when he gets some open space. Right in front of the commentary box here, which is right next to both coaches' boxes at the Bairnsdale City Oval. The Redlegs are in front. East has the strength work. Tapped it to himself in the end. Slapped it on the boot. And it will be marked back there. And this time it is through Stevenson. He gets it to the far side. They've got a little bit of run. Troy Forrest is there.
Nice.
Jacobson provides that nice shepherd. As Forrest delivers over the top. It skids on. It's the wrong side of the goal posts. And it's going to go over for a boundary throw-in. Nice little shepherd there from Jacobson, Poppy.
Yeah, good work by Jacobson towards the midfield. And just opening up the space a bit for his teammate. And it was, a nice entry into forward 50, to be honest. It just didn't quite hit the mark, but the danger and the pressure is still on the home side here.
Lee Stockdale from the stoppage, a quick snap. We'll see a minor score go again to the Maroons.
Yeah, Bairnsdale's pressure's been fantastic as well. Both sides has been, I think. But now Bairnsdale's prepared to sort of open the game up a little bit too, because it's been a very, very clustered game.
13 minutes played first quarter. Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale 1 goal straight 6, Traralgon 3 behinds, 3 points.
Okay, I was just looking at the scoreboard thinking, did I miss something? Because the scoreboard was showing there for a few minutes 2 goals to Bairnsdale. And I was saying to my mate Boxer, hey Boxer,
what did I miss?
Yeah, I had my sounds like 3 syllables.
Here we go. Riley Lopez had a snap around after a missed kick in. There's going to be a free kick or a mark, and the goal line will go to Cam Whiteoak of the Maroons. He's directly in front. He's on the right on the goal line. This should mark this one down, boys. This might even go all the way to Painesville. And
did I tell you about Painesville last night? I was playing 8-ball and
well, Cam Whiteoak slams it home, and a good little reply there for the Maroons. Boxer.
Yeah, it was, and I think it's just the one that they really needed then too. I don't know what the inside 50s are, and I'm sure PC will let us know very shortly, but that quick entry inside 50, just to give yourself an opportunity, and the guys and the Traralgon boys capitalised then.
14 minutes played first quarter. Traralgon have got the lead back now. They lead by 3 points on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. 1-3-9. Bairnsdale 1 goal straight 6, and inside 50s Traralgon 8 to Bairnsdale 4.
So in the ruck there now, Cameron still doing the duties. He will go up against Josh Wykes of the Redlegs. Cameron got a good tap down. In the middle of the ground there was Lelieve. Goes out the back. Jacobson again across half back. We following him, Paul. We'll get back to that in a moment.
Yep.
Thuring had some space through the middle. Delivers inside forward 50. I'll tell you what is another one. In Keenan Hines. He's had that many intercept marks. We'll get to those in a moment as well. He did it again, and he chips it out wide to Brett Waddell.
So Brett Waddell, the 33, at the left half, back flank. Looks at his options, goes along the line. Can he find a winner here? He can't. No. Reading the ball well, I thought.
Yeah.
No. Pushing the back was the call. So the recipient was Ethan East. Fair enough call, Scud?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw it there. Jens just sort of gave him a nudge. Didn't hold his ground. He pushed him.
Okay, so Ethan East dances around the man on the mark and kicks inside 50. 40 metres from Bairnsdale goals.
Yeah,
another mark to Jackson
kick.
Hall.
No, there's a hole behind the play. McCary gets the kick.
Well, McCary, who's been busy, we called him kicking the first goal of the afternoon. He's got every chance of kicking his second and the side second. The wind gets hold of it, and that gives you an indication
Vickery.
of how strong that is, even though it landed in the arms of Vickery. He read that ball beautifully.
Vickery is on. He's your go-to man right now.
Yep, he has got some set of hands. He's working very nicely. At the margin at the moment is 3 points in favour of Traralgon, but Kieran Vickery has a chance to put the Redlegs back in front. He's going to go with a banana into the breeze. Has he got it? I don't think he has. He kept it skinny. That's always a tough kick, that one, Boxer, with a banana into the breeze.
Into the breeze. It is. It's right in your face as well, too. So, unlucky.
Ball comes back into play. They played on Traralgon through Jackson Hall and found Broadbent top of the 50. That's a defensive 50 for Traralgon. They come inboard on a slight 45, and Musto takes a mark. He wants to play on quickly, and he does so. Can he get some penetration over the top? Big spoil there by Somerville. And here's that man again, just happy to see it go over. Keenan Hines. He's got the long sleeves. He's got the East Gippsland surfy type look, albeit thinning a little bit, but still looking very sharp for a youngster.
He's got a bit more than you, Daryl. Let's just talk about that one for a minute.
I'll tell you what, he's on fire at the moment. He is down back. Those intercept marks, he's had about 5 or 6 of them early. Here's Collison from the stoppage. Quick handball to Musto. They reload and go inside 50 with a
This is where they're getting hurt,
nothing kick. Didn't really look for the leading targets and kicked it out of bounds on the full, Paul Carter.
And the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard sees Traralgon leading by 2 points, 139 to 117.
So the ball brought back into play for the Redlegs. Again, that kick, he's trying to drive it low against the wind, and found the boundary line before players from either side could get their hands on it.
Paul, what are the inside 50s?
10 to 5, Traralgon's way.
Yep. So Traralgon aren't really making the most of their opportunities.
No.
And I reckon
Hines.
6 of those have been picked off by
Hines.
Keenan Hines. Well, both ruckmen, I don't know if there's anyone nominated. Bounced on the ground, a quick handball over the top, lands in Cowan's hands. Goes back where Singh just paddled it backwards to his teammate in Waddell, and he couldn't get a handle on it. We've got a boundary throw in virtually in the same spot. We're 70 metres around from Traralgon's goal. Collison's barking instructions to set them up. As the ball will come back in, is Poppy on TRFM.
So inside forward 50, the ball falls through, almost Tannenball-like, falls in the arms of Collison. Collison is at an advantage.
Oh.
The umpire calls it back, and there's a free kick behind play.
I think the umpire off this called the free kick against
He's
Traralgon.
been doing that a few times this afternoon, the umpire off the ball. I actually got my eyes on him. And
Have you?
I have,
Yeah,
and I'm not
right,
happy
no.
with him at the moment.
Okay.
I think he wants to have an influence on the game. He's got that surfy look as well,
Sean Wyatt.
albeit a surfer from the mid-50s.
Sean White got it out towards Singh direction. The handball lands in the hands of Wykes. He gave it backwards to Singh, and Singh's kick didn't like it off the boot because it went straight out of bounds on the full, right on the wing. And Chris Thuring, a new recruit to the Traralgon side.
He's been good for them too, Thuring.
Yeah, he has been. Plays on, gives a handball to Stockdale, who was flat-footed, spearing left foot kick, top of the 50. Lopez was the target, overran it, both of him and the defender. Cowan swooped on it, put it on the left foot, goes over the top. Here's Vickery, handballs inboard, put his teammate under the pressure. He was up to the task though, was Glasborough. Now they work it through McMahon to the Maroons, drives it back inside forward
Nice
50, and Dylan
work.
Lopez takes the mark. Just read that one a little bit better going back. And the ball carried, and Lopez took the mark, falling onto his back, and will go back 45 metres out to have a shot at goal.
Exactly what you want to see. Just capitalise on Bairnsdale's mistakes there, Traralgon, and well done by McMahon. He didn't panic, and he got the ball inside 50 to a one-on-one with Lopez. Great set of hands.
So Dylan Lopez leading Traralgon's goal scoring for season 2019. Currently 4th on the Gippsland League list. Come in, very slight angle. He should have no trouble at all. And he puts it straight through the middle. He likes it. And he's going to come straight off for a spell. It is Traralgon's second through Dylan Lopez.
I'd leave him on the ground. I don't understand why we have to rotate players that have just kicked the goal, especially when you've got a player that's probably 6'3".
But you know what? We've been saying that for 5 years, haven't we?
Have, and just
I noticed the other day the Collingwood player. Who's the Collingwood player whose father was a famous player from West Coast Eagles? Kicked the ball in mid-air in the goal square last night against Sydney Swans.
Chris Mayne.
So Chris Mayne, when he kicked that goal, he signalled to the bench by tapping himself on the top of the head, and I wondered, and he stayed on the ground, and I wondered whether that was a call to say, hey, you know what? I'm right. Let's leave me here.
Rightio, back to the middle. We'll get to the score in a moment because Collison got the clearance, kicked it to the top of the 50. White Oak had to elevate. Ball comes to ground level. As it comes out now, Bulmer tried to work on it for Bairnsdale. The kick off the ground goes inside forward 50. White was back there. That was also Brian. It's under pressure again. A quick chain of hands. Now they've got Gibbs. He's able to get the handball out. It's a scrubby kick coming out of the back half. And Jacobson took the mark. There's no one on the mark, and he unloads from 55. He wanted his time of glory, and he missed everything out of bounds on the full.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard says Traralgon lead by 8 points, 20 and a half minutes played, 2-3-15, Bairnsdale 1-1-7.
Scoreboard a little bit behind you at the moment, Paul Carter, as we get the ball back in to play through the player that's been probably best on ground in the early moments in Keenan Hines. Kicks towards left half-back flank, falls to the front of the pack, and first player there was Cowan. He's taken ball and all. Free kick against Traralgon will go Bairnsdale's way.
Gee, it looked like at least Stockdale had the ball trying to handball it out. He mistook, I think, Russell Cowan's head a few times.
I've been keeping an eye on that matchup too with Cowan. Every time he gets the ball, Traralgon players are at him right now. Maybe the instruction is to make sure that he ends every kick he gets today.
Well, he's going to get 30 of them. Don't worry about that. So he's going to have a tough afternoon. Nice take was from Hayden Hector. Right in the wing, he drives it long. You can hear the call from the coaching staff. They want to get it in long and quickly. It's not quite working for them though at the moment. Cameron was there at the top of the 50 as they jump on the top of Cowan. And Cameron asked the question. Sorry, it was Preston at the bottom.
This is my frustration. Lopez is off. They've put Bailey Cameron down forward to rest out of the ruck, and now all of a sudden we've got a guy out of his depth.
Yep.
Because he's a backman. Out of position, and Lopez is not there. There's no one there.
And Keenan Hines, who's taken 5 or 6 intercept marks, is on his own in the goal square. So if this goes forward, which it was out of bounds on the full, so Lee Stockdale will put this in. And if he goes long to the top of square, don't expect Keenan Hines might get a hand on this one. It goes in that direction. And Keenan Hines dropped it, went straight through his hands. Up to the task was Preston. Quick chain of handballs. They've gone lateral with this kick. And it's going to work out because Halford was out there, chips it over the top, had to be centimetre perfect, and it was to Ethan East. He had 2 Traralgon defenders, one in the front, one in the back, and he pinpointed Ethan East.
Oh, he's carrying a couple of kilos, Ethan East, but he presents well, good hands, and before he's got some confidence, he danced around the man on the mark in the opening minutes of this quarter. This time the kick up the line's a good one. Gains all of 50 metres. Front of the pack, though, Jacobson dropped what maybe he should have taken. Well rode by Geove. Geove goes over the top, and they got some nice run now through Mean. Mean's kick went searching for, but couldn't quite find his teammate in McGarry, who made a rare mistake, and the boundary beats all players around. There'll be a boundary throw-in, left half forward flank, Bairnsdale into attack, but trailing at the moment by 8 points.
Well, the ruck duties there will land in that way of Broadbent and Wykes. Wykes has the back spotty. Ball just carries over there. Working hard at ground level was Singh. Now was Collison as well. Gathered it. He's able to get on his left foot and spot up McMahon. He's got some numbers. He goes inboard. Does he find his Laleave? He does. Good run. Handballs back to Jacobson. He has a bounce in the middle. Handballs over the top to White Oak at centre half forward. Gave it back to Jacobson. Now they chip it inside forward 50. Cameron had to stop and wait. Goes to ground. Cameron kept his feet. Back there nicely was Somerville. A chain of handballs landed in the hands of Brian, and he went for the boundary line and found it. And all the umpires look at each other. They said, it's all good. We'll have a boundary throw in 60 metres out from Traralgon's goal. The defence of the Redlegs held up.
Great play there by Jacobson. He's having a great quarter. He's just giving them that rebound footy they need, but they just got no option to kick to.
We've played 24 minutes and it's still an 8-point lead to Traralgon on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. 2-3-15 to 1-1-7. Michael Jacobson's had 7 kicks and 4 handballs.
Well, 11 possession quarter, and we've still got a few minutes to play as Bulmer comes grandstand side, and the race is on. Who's got the pace? Well, first player there will be Stockdale. His quick left foot, left-hand handball over the top was a good one. Settles, but then kicks more in hope than with any real purpose. Front of the pack was Laprise. He got hands to it and then picked up the crumbs. Nicely done. East came through. His kick's going to fall in the arms of Jacobson.
Oh.
No, it doesn't. Drop what he should have taken. Had 2 bites in it. He couldn't fit the rest in. And just as he missed it, Bairnsdale eased the pressure through a kick out of defence. It lands, unfortunately, out of play on the full, and it will fall back in the arms of Lee Stockdale, right half forward flank.
I think Jacobson was stiff there not to get a free kick. The Bairnsdale player ran straight at him as well, so unlucky there for Jacobson.
Well, the kick in from that out of bounds infringement went straight in the hands of, is it Singh? No, it could be White back there. They do look a little bit similar. White put it towards half forward. It's Traralgon's got 3 numbers back. I think Bairnsdale throwing some defenders back there. Callum McKeon tried to put on a little bit of pressure on Yench. He gave the handball across now to Williams. He got it further out wide.
Now
out towards
51.
McMahon. It was at 51. That was McMahon, I think, towards Lopez. Good spoil. And back there again is Keenan Hines. Found a teammate out there in Bulmer. He tries to look back inboard. It's going to be a dangerous kick or a turnover. I think it might be. Good work by Callum McKeon to do very well. He won the footy himself. Handball towards Big Hamilton. He's just got to get it further afield. Bryan was the one. A mongrel kick inside forward 50. Vickery will snap around the body and put it through the middle. And against the tide, against the trend, Traralgon have got 2, as have Bairnsdale.
Wow. It's those same names we've been calling, you guys have been calling the whole quarter. Vickery, and I'll just tell you right now, hats off to young McKeon as well there. He was outgunned, he was outsized as well, won the ball. Hamilton really pushed the ball forward, and a great goal there by well-deserved Vickery.
2-point margin on the board at the 26-minute mark. That's on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Traralgon 2-3-15, Bairnsdale 2-1-13, and boys, that was a series of 7 inside 50s to Traralgon for no score.
Yeah, you can't have that, can you? As we see Will Broadbent prepare to do the ruck work against Joshua Wykes. Ball spills to ground. Traralgon are going to get first play at it. In fact, an umpire has paid a free kick. It'll go Traralgon's way to Collison. He comes grandstand side in front of our TRFM commentary position. It's Stockdale, who's starting to get busy as well, but he hasn't made the most of his legs inside forward 50, and that was no exception. The kick wasn't as good as it maybe should be, but nevertheless, the tackle by Laprise, that's Riley Laprise, earns himself a free kick. It was a lucky one, but it was there, and he'll kick from 40 metres out directly in front to try to build on this 2-point lead that the visitors have at the moment.
Well, Boxer thinks that it's about a 3-goal breeze that Traralgon are kicking with. At the 27-minute mark, this is an important kick for Monticello's, and it's Riley Lopez puts it on its way. And the breeze just works it nicely back from right to left, and it goes straight through the middle.
Yeah, it's a beautiful kick there. He was directly in front. It would have been disappointing not to get that result there too for Traralgon. You know, they've done all the work, and like Paul alluded to then, 7 insides for no score. Bairnsdale score on the help, and they get the rebound now. Is great work.
Back to an 8-point lead for Traralgon on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. 28 minutes played in this first quarter. 3-3-21 to the Maroons. Bairnsdale 2-1-13.
Well, they certainly needed that one, did the Maroons. We'll be interested to find out what happens at quarter time, because Bairnsdale has certainly got an extra one back. And Traralgon just let them have that. So Broadbent goes up against Wykes. Broadbent won the tap out. Trying to crash his way through the pack there was the Bairnsdale player, but he coughed up the football, did Tom Bryant. Now they get it back, the Red Legs, through Halford. He kicks towards the half-forward flank on this far side. Vickery's got some toe. Good work, good tackle by Jacobson, but he didn't have the footy. And Vickery just didn't take clean possession, so he won himself the free kick. As we have 150 metres away, we have a free kick against Mark Collison, and it will be a 50-metre penalty. So Collison and Brett Waddell were in the goal square at the opposite end, and the umpire back there said to Collison, you got him high, and Vickery will be the recipient of a 50-metre penalty that will take him to the point of the square. And at the 29-minute mark, we'll get Bairnsdale's third goal against the breeze. And Collison's still arguing. Now he has a go at Keenan Hines. And he just says, well, Colo, you've just cost your team a goal because Kieran Vickery has been on fire in the first quarter and slams it home. He kept it low, and the Redlegs get the answer.
Well, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt Traralgon.
I think it's almost been set up by Bairnsdale against Collison too, and it's very, very surprising that an umpire is watching play when the ball is actually at full forward and the incident's happening at full back. It's almost
three of them.
There is three.
You got to remember too, the Bairnsdale player's got a voice. So if you want to, you can actually let them know that something is going on. It's just to, obviously suck them in, and obviously Colo did. And the umpire's seen it.
Coming up to the 30-minute mark of the first quarter, Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard 3-3-21 Traralgon, 3-1-19 Bairnsdale.
For non-sellers.
Expect some heat in the contest right now in the dying moments of this first quarter. I don't think there's much left to play. We've seen 6 goals sure, but we've played 30 minutes, as Paul Carter told you. The ball, centre of the ground, nicely rucked by Wykes. Can he find a teammate at ground level? He can't. A quick kick forward out of the pack by Hector. Gains a couple of metres. It might fall in the arms. It does. Of Cameron Whiteoak.
Yep.
And this could be the perfect response, and Collison's letting some defenders know.
Yeah, I saw that.
And let's just see if keep a close eye on any response from Bairnsdale.
I actually saw that one. Nick Singh is the guy who was manning up Cam Whiteoak and just let him have at least 10-15 metres and decided to go and try and find the footy himself. As Cameron Whiteoak, does he make him pay?
Yeah, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. So he just let him go, and all of a sudden Whiteoak gets on the end of it. You've got to respect every player out there.
Yeah, you too, given that Whiteoak's already got himself on the board with the goal, as this player, Scud, continues to have an impact in Hines.
Kicks it out wide and found a teammate out there on the other side of the ground, and it looks to be, I'll have a go at it, it might be Robinson as he kicks it down the line. Big spoil over the back from Ethan East. And again, we've got a boundary throw in Paul Carter.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard 31.5 minutes played now, and it's 3-4-22 Traralgon, 3-1-19 Bairnsdale.
So the reason why I was a little bit confused, because Keenan Vickery's gone back for this last couple of minutes of play, so that's why I didn't think it was Vickery, but he's playing that loose man now back there, so we know he's a centre half forward for the red leg side, just trying to consolidate and get to quarter time. Poppy?
So left half forward flank at the moment. Traralgon into attack with a breeze of, we suggest, 3 goals. They lead by 3 points. 31.5 minutes gone.
Great
Nicely done, Jacobson. Just danced through a pack of players and then followed up with a 5-metre kick before a free kick was paid.
Cowan, I think, was it? Didn't have it.
So Cowan, without the ball, get another touch. Hasn't been their worst player. A handful of touches plus. We'll check those at quarter time with Paul Carter. He'll ease the pressure from defensive 50 along the line, gains a lot of distance, but it hands ever so easily into the arms of the big ruckman in Broadbent, whose kick inside forward 50 comes just as the siren sounds. And we've seen a pretty entertaining first 30 minutes of footy, boys.
We certainly have. It is Traralgon 3-4-22. Bairnsdale 3-1-19 the margin. 3 points at quarter time. This is Gippsland Live on TRFM, and we do it for Harvey Norman Electrical. The IXL Alfresco Aurora. You can transform your outdoor space into an ambient, cosy space all year round. That is at Harvey Norman Electrical.
TRFM's Old School Friday is now more...
Could do some damage here with a little bit of luck.
Just on that, we're about to get the second quarter underway. So Traralgon are gone with their traditional 6 backmen, and they're kicking against the breeze. Bairnsdale are only got 4 forwards, and they've got the other 2 up on the wing, so you might see them sort of roll through, but the second quarter is underway. In the middle of the ground is Musto, who got quickly wrapped up in a tackle, and he's been pinged for holding the ball. He didn't have much of an opportunity. And the big ruckman in Josh Wykes will take it and will drive it inside forward 50. McCary's on the lead. It goes over his head. Jackson Hall was there for the Maroons. He's one of the loose men close to the boundary line. Over it goes. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Strange one, that one, Boxer. Bairnsdale kicking with the breeze, only start with 4 forwards.
Yeah, it's maybe just to give it that space for McCary and Vickery. They're both on, so maybe just give them that more added space, but just clogs up a bit more with Traralgon.
I did notice pre-game that a number of forwards were practicing their goal kicking from outside 50, so don't be surprised if they don't actually go short to a player around about 55 metres out rather than inside the forward 50.
Well, ball goes over right in front of us here, and we've got another boundary thrown, and we've worked out who number 51 is out there for Traralgon, Ben Cheatham.
Yep.
We're just trying to work out now who's not playing.
Yeah, I didn't ask that question. Sorry, boys.
So we've got a boundary throw in. Wykes will do battle up against Cameron of the Maroons. Cowan at ground level, so clean and so well. Gave a handball back to Keenan Hines. He's been busy. Barrels it inside forward 50. It misses everyone. Hits the deck. Jacobson's back there. So's McCary for the Redlegs. Good little handball by Ethan East. Gave it across to Brian. He kicks the banana. Check side around the body, over the shoulder, whatever you want to call it. And it is through for a minor score to open proceedings inside the first 2 minutes.
Bairnsdale 3-2-20 on the Green and Gippsland scoreboard. They trail Traralgon by 2 points. Maroons 3-4-22.
He just had a little bit of an opportunity then too. McCary, he is quick off the blocks. He was in a contest in the pocket before he could get that kick, Bryant. He was already in the goal square. So if he had a bit more awareness, he could have got the ball through to McCary.
So Jackson Hall brings the ball in, goes short. Jacobson, another mark, defensive 50, and another kick goes inboard. Risky kick, nice leg, finds Jackson McMahon. So a couple of possessions. They're still, midway through the defensive 50, but this time maybe McMahon can ease the pressure. He does. The Laprise target out aside right half-back flank for Traralgon as an option, but the ball's punched from his hands and goes out of play. So a boundary throw in to take place. Left half, forward flank for Bairnsdale. Kicking to the right of Radio, the Painesville end, the end of which the wind favours, and we think it's significant too. 2 points the margin, 2.5 minutes gone, second quarter.
Ball will come back into play. Front spot there, nicely done, was Wykes. He handled across into open space. Stevenson there for the Maroons had it, then handled to no one except the boundary line. And again, we've got another boundary throw in. We'll just keep Boxer, you're on Tom McMahon watch, please.
No, I've seen him.
Okay.
My guess at the moment is Ewan Williams.
Williams, number 3, might be the one. So we're looking for someone who might not be running around out there. It's always tough. Ball comes back into play, and
maybe that's where the three.
Russell Cowan. Sorry, Bobby, that was just quick. Grab the footy, then holding the ball.
Maybe that's the 3 that was too many on Brett Waddle that you put on.
Yeah, it could have been. As Hector went out wide towards White Oak, dropped the mark. Waddell was there for the Redlegs, got around one tackler, and then burnt off to Dylan Lopez. Kicks it high towards Ethan East. One grab, couldn't get it. Yench does well for the Maroons. Back to McMahon, top of the 50. He goes back inside his defensive 50 by hand. He'll get the ball back after a chain of handballs. Kicks into the middle of the ground. It's a shocker. And Kieran Vickery, Nick Singh will take the mark right in the middle of the ground for the Redlegs. Drives it back inside forward 50 for McCary.
Yeah, the body use has been good by a number of players today. Jackson Hall with left hand, handball for Traralgon. Well, it didn't find a teammate, and now they're under all sorts of pressure as a consequence. A little dribble kick by McCary's clever, but not clever enough it was to find East, whom he was looking for. And again, a boundary throw in right in front of the Bairnsdale scoreboard, which reads 3-4 Traralgon, 22 to Bairnsdale 3-2-20. The boundary umpire comes in significantly to throw this ball back into play. 20 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. Nicely done. Traralgon get a tap to the front of the pack. Can they clear it out? They cannot. A good tackle by Bairnsdale to keep the ball in their forward 50 by East. Forces another ball up.
Inside their forward 50 they are. Bobbles around. Musto was there. Handball over the shoulder. Top of the 50 now. Good work by Cameron to get low, and then handball out wide towards Cheatham. His chip kick over the top's going to be a turnover. Nicely done there by Hines. Gave it to Waddell. He kicks it off the side of his boot. And the can bar will just about get this here at Bairnsdale City Oval. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. We've got a margin of 5 points. 2 points.
That was five inside 50s to none at the moment. 5
inside forward 50s. There you go. So Jackson Hall has it. 2 point margin it is in favour of Traralgon. He went short to McMahon. McMahon just holds it up. Wants to keep it close to the boundary line. Just the required 15. No, it wasn't.
Geez.
He got called to play on, and Jackson Hall took the grab. He was called to play on quickly. It wasn't 15. Nick Singh wrapped him up in a tackle boundary.
I tell you what, you see those getting let go every single week. That's okay. Let's just be consistent.
I'll tell you the reason why. He had to go short. He had nothing up high as well. All the Traralgon players have pushed themselves inside 50. Bairnsdale are just blocking it off.
Ball comes back in. Collison's there. He tries to run backwards towards the defensive goal. He might be in a bit of strife now. Head over the football there is Wyatt. No one can really gather except Jackson Hall does nicely in traffic. Handball off to Lee Stockdale. The run through McMahon. He got ran down by a McKeon tackle.
Beautiful hands.
Great work, though, by the Maroons. Musto was he on the end of it. Kicks out wide in towards Gordian. He marks it half forward. No one inside forward 50
Hector.
for the Maroons. He has to wait. Is it Hector the one who will present? Now he goes towards Hector. Poor kick. And this man, Keenan Hines, for the 10th time this afternoon, is taking an intercept mark across halfback.
Scar, the problem is that Traralgon have pushed all their numbers deep. They're not working that hard enough and spread enough when the ball's in transition.
Yeah, good work by Bairnsdale too, though, haven't they? They're working both ends of the ground nicely as a player. A neat little left foot by Cowan. Inboard, finds a teammate. Nicely done too. Could be Glassborough. Making that up, but I reckon I picked up the four. Callum McKeon, is it? Yep. So he goes along the left half forward flank and finds Halford. Halford inside forward 50. Oh, McCarry just couldn't get a handle on it. Nicely done. On the end of it was Jervy, who was taking ball and all. There'll be a ball up. 40 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. Haven't made the most of the wind in the opening minutes at this stage.
Up they go. Hamilton knocks it down straight towards that man Hines. Snap around the body. Well, he's playing back. He's just got the free rein today, hasn't he? He can go wherever he feels fit. And coach for Bairnsdale has just said, just do what you like. He's playing a good role.
Just about time you need someone to run with him.
Absolutely. And I think, Paul, do you reckon we can start taking a stat with the boundary umpires too now, mate? Because they're working overtime.
So ball will come back in. It's a wobbly kick from the Maroons out of defence. Hines was there to grab it, but he got wrapped up in a Maroon tackle. Right on the top of the 50. And I've gone through every Traralgon player and their number, and they're all out there. I wouldn't be surprised they got one extra at the minute, because I can't find who's not playing. As up it goes again. Work by Lee Stockdale. Oh, his left foot kick's a shocker. It's gone out of bounds on the full, and it's going to come back in. The forward 50 is the big fella, Braden Radford. He's going to give it, of course,
who else?
Keenan Hines. You have another kick, Keenan. Are we following Keenan Hines' marks?
I've only got down to 3.
Okay, well, I reckon we've missed a couple, Paul.
He's gone, the big torpedo. He was going for home.
Goes inside. East is in the front spot. He's just too big, too tall, and he read it too good as it went inside forward 50. 45-degree angle from about 40 metres out. East will have a shot on goal. We haven't had a goal kicked in this second quarter. We've still got the margin of 2 points in favour of Traralgon, but that might change after this kick, Poppy.
So Big East, he's been busy. He's had his moments. He'll be judged on this kick, though, because the game very much there to be won. He did what maybe Traralgon did a few times in that first quarter also, and just poked out of the bit and offline. They're the ones that come back and haunt you late in games, don't they? As Jackson Hall will bring the ball back in. He does so quickly, plays on, tries to draw a player and does, tries to shepherd out McGarry and does, and then Traralgon can go forward. Defensive 50. It's a bit cute in the back half, but they've been okay as Justin Barnes, right foot kick around the body, and he goes towards that outer side, and there'll be a boundary throw in. It's around about right half back flank for Traralgon, so left half forward flank for our home side.
Ball's just on the other side of the fence, and of course the boundary umpire can't jump it to go get it.
Those were the days.
Yep.
So we've played 9.5 minutes into the second quarter, and the Green and Gippsland scoreboard sees just 2 points added for this quarter. Both to Bairnsdale are 3-3-21, trailing Traralgon by 1 point. They're on 3-4-22, so it's 7 inside 50s to Bairnsdale, and Traralgon yet to go in yet.
Back in the field of play, Cameron got up high. And Hamilton tried to do the groundwork. Collison was good. Handball backwards towards Lee Stockdale. Kicked it high towards the wing. Front spot there was Radford for Bairnsdale. Allowed his teammate to come in and kick it to Hamilton down the line. He's marked it. He goes towards the top of the 50 on a searching long lead as East. It gets over the back. Here's Vickery from the boundary line. Right foot, inside out kick. It's going to land.
No.
If you don't mind, it's one of the goals of the year, if not the best goal we have seen here on Gippsland Live. Kieran Vickery from the boundary line on the wrong side. He put it on the right side of the boot, and it was going away from the goal and still went through.
Dacos like in that prelim final back in 91 or 92.
That just shows you how strong that wind is, though.
And you know what? I think he was even just trying to bring it back inboard, and the winds just picked it up and put it through. What a goal.
That takes Bairnsdale into a lead, a 5-point lead, 10-minute mark of the second quarter. The Green and Gippsland scoreboard sees the Redlegs on 4-3-27, Traralgon 3-4-22.
So, centre break becomes crucial, and it looks like maybe it's going to be Bairnsdale again through Wykes. Gets the ball down, nicely done. Hit the body hard, Brian, hit the ball hard. Doesn't quite fall nicely for Link Robinson, but it does for his teammate in Bulmer, whose left foot kick now finds Eastie, bursts in and out of his forward 50, and they've got a chain of handballs. On the end of it's going to be Nick Singh, who kicks to the top of the square or even beyond in a big mark.
Oh, the Vickery!
Yeah, it is Vickery again.
Oh, my goodness.
Buoyed by that unbelievable goal, and there's a reason why you don't come off after you kick a goal.
Yep.
And the thing is there too, guys, while he's just finding his feet because he got up pretty high. This is what happens when you play direct footy. When you're using the breeze properly, this is what happens. This is second time now. Hamilton on that far side, they scored. This time through Singh, experience just reaps benefits again.
So Vickery almost dead in front for goal number 4. Standing start. Boom. There you go. 4 from the 5 that they've kicked today. Bairnsdale have come from the boot of Kieran Vickery. But it points to victory for Bairnsdale. There's no question about that, as we've played 12 minutes of this second quarter, Boxer. Good work.
It was, mate, and signs are looking a little bit ominous.
Yes, good boy.
Yeah, I've been practicing that all week. All week.
Ominous.
Yes.
Well done, mate.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
I don't want to say it again, no. But things aren't looking good. How's that?
11-point lead to Bairnsdale, 12-minute mark second quarter.
Back in the middle they go. Wykes got it down. Over the back there was Collison of the Traralgon. Off the half-back line was McMahon. He was under pressure. Coughed up the football. Good work by Forrest to get it. His kick was smothered. Second attempt was a scrubber. Half-back. Singh does well. Handball's out wide now to Somerville it was. Robinson even. Kicks out wide to Brian. They've got some runners. Over the top, Bulmer goes to Vickery, half forward flank. Unload from 60. No, he doesn't. He lowers the eyes. He kicks it over the top of McCary. I thought he was about to elevate.
He just had a bit too much on it, Scott. I think the wind just took that.
I wanted Vickery to kick a 60-metre barrel then, and we could just pack the gear up and go home. That would have been some afternoon, but he lowered the eye, just missing the kick going inside 50, and we've got a boundary throw in.
We have indeed. Bairnsdale starting to turn the knife a little bit. It's certainly in Traralgon at the moment. Let's see if they can stand up to this extra pressure. That's the Maroons I'm talking about. Cowan caught with the ball, courtesy of a good tackle by Lee Stockdale, who in defensive 50 will play on right-hand handball, long and strong to Mark Collinson, the captain of this side. Goes looking for a teammate. Can he find it? No, they're beaten to the boundary, so there'll be a boundary throw in. Right half-back flank, Traralgon kicking to the clubhouse end at Bairnsdale's home ground.
We'll get some around-the-ground scores for you in a moment. Boxer's been working on those at quarter time. We've just given an extra 13 minutes to collate those thoughts. As the ball comes back in, Broadbent knocked it down. At ground level again is that man with Keenan Hines. Gave a handball backwards. Now they kick it high and long. This time it's through Glasborough, but in the front spot there on that occasion. And on the last line of defence there for the Maroons, looks to be, and it might have been Justin Barnes, and he found a teammate. Did he? Yes, he did. Cam Whiteoak, because he marked it and kicked it out wide. So Cameron Whiteoak has it. Half back flank there for Traralgon. Comes in board towards McMahon. It's a beautiful kick. And he can handle over the top, and Stockdale can run. He got some toe. The left foot kick just coming in off the bench. Did very well, Tom McMahon. He's got grass in front of him. He runs and carries. He delivers it over the top. He wasn't sure what to do with it. To have a shot or to kick. Under pressure there was Preston. It falls in the hands now of Williams, who gets it back. Snap around the body with a left foot shot. The breeze doesn't bring it back enough. And we're going to minus score.
Traralgon, first score for the quarter coming just short of the 15-minute mark. Green and Gippsland scoreboard sees them was 3-5-23. They're trailing by 10 points. Bairnsdale 5-3-33.
And Bairnsdale bring the ball back into play come grandstand side. A big punch from behind from Traralgon's Gavin Stevenson. Goes over the back of the pack. I'll tell you what, we've got 34 players in one half of the ground, but one of the handful in the back half is a big fella in Jackson Hall. Goes short and they come grandstand side. Nicely done, Chris Thuring. just forward of left half-back flank. The kick needs to be perfect. Isn't quite there. Trying to get his hand on it was Broadbent. Couldn't. Thuring will need to give as soon as he gets, and he did just that. Nicely done also by McMahon. He gives grand. I tell you what, they're dancing around, getting themselves in and out of trouble, but it's their luck is just about to run out, I think. Exactly right.
Exactly
Went
right.
too hard, and the free kick will go to Giovi. Bugger.
Giovi kicks down the line. They've got two numbers there. One of those is White. So Sean White, he can chip it over the top. He's got his teammate there in Hines. Decides to go in board, and why wouldn't you? Because Braden McCary was on the strong lead, and he found him. So McCary directly in front. Every time Liam Giovi goes for the ball, Poppy looks and thinks.
I'm looking at that name. I've got it spelled out phonetically, and still not working for me.
I hate correcting you too, Poppy.
No, I deserve it.
Well, here he is, Braden McCary. So Vickery's got 4, McCary's got 1. They're the only 2 goal scorers for the Redlegs. And now McCary's got 2. And they join the party, and they're taking advantage of the breeze this quarter now of Bairnsdale.
Just makes a difference when you start hitting up your good forwards, and the great work by Bairnsdale midfield too. And McCary again on the end of it, and that's why he's a league leading goal kicker. Poppy,
Done very well, hasn't he, Paul Carter?
Yes, and that takes Bairnsdale to a 16-point lead on the Green and Gippsland scoreboard. 17 minutes played second quarter. 6-3-39 the Redlegs. 3-5-23 Traralgon.
we can do a quick around the grounds if you like. It's just during the second quarter. Druin 7-5-47. They lead Leongatha 3-7-25.
Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. We'll get to a few more in a moment as Traralgon go forward through Broadbent. Kicks to his top of his 50. Lopez is out there. Chasing it quickly as Robinson as well. Boundary line.
And then another game there with Moe and Sale. It's a close one. 5-2-32 Moe. They lead Sale 5-1-31.
You haven't got a Mafra score?
No, not yet.
That will all important quarter time score. I tell you why. Mafra in front by 3+ goals. They win by 15.
All right, 7.5 minutes gone in the second quarter at the moment. Bairnsdale lead by 16 points, as Paul Carter told you. There'll be a ball up, and we're talking around about 65 metres from Traralgon goals, around about right half forward flank. The kicking clubhouse end against the breeze. Nicely done. Bairnsdale trying to scoot it through from that break, and they nearly did. Thuring spoilt the party, fed it off quickly. Quick kick forward off the side of the boot. Wind's got hold of it, and players are lost. They just need a fortuitous bounce here. They don't, and the boundary line will win out.
So while we're on that one there's quarter time scores down south. Wonthaggi 2-2-14. They trail Mafra 2-3-15.
Perfect. Exactly what this will be a close game for the rest of the day now.
Thanks, Darryl.
No worries at all. Boundary throw in or inside Traralgon's forward 50. Clears the 2 ruckman. Collison tried to run onto it, but coming back the other way nicely there. A chain of handballs to the top of the 50. They go over, running with Singh. Now they allow Traralgon to go back the other way. Forrest, handball across. They kick inside forward 50. Nicely done. Collison turns her in. Oh, it's a shocker. He slipped as he went to kick it. Working hard there was McMahon to try and win the footy back. They dive on top of each other. The umpire waits.
He's going to call holding the ball.
He's going to call holding the ball.
That's your umpire too.
He's been consistently inconsistent. That isn't holding the ball.
No,
he had no chance.
He had absolutely no. The ball. First of all, McMahon was the one that was about to get it, and then exactly what the Bairnsdale guy is remonstrating with at the moment. He said the ball fell in my lap. They all jumped on top of me. I had no opportunity. No, you couldn't get it out. It's holding the ball. So Dylan Lopez, I think it is, on the far side of the ground.
They need to make him pay here.
It is Dylan. He'll come in. It's a must goal for Monticella's big moments, and this is a big moment of the game. And he's missed it. Minor score, Paul Carter.
3-6-24 Traralgon on the Green and Gippsland scoreboard. They're trailing by 15 points. Bairnsdale 6-3-39. Almost 20 minutes played second quarter.
Cowan had it. He just barreled it towards the middle of the ground. Got a little bit onto it as well. It's an open forward line. If they can get it in, McCary kicked it off the ground nicely. It falls in the hands of Mead. He barrels it. It's going to bounce in the goal square. Which way will it bounce? Left. Which means it missed the goals. And just like that, within a space of 15 seconds, we have a behind to Bairnsdale.
6-4-40 to Traralgon 3-6-24.
McCarry came past as a runner there. He was an option. He
was
could
the one I
have just
would've
gave a
gone
little 1 foot handball, and McCarry could have used his pace and almost bounced that one through to goal.
Yep.
Jackson Hall plays on, went looking for Thuring. He found him in the end, but only after it went through the hands of a couple of Bairnsdale players.
Hector.
Thuring's kick to Hector did much the same. He butters up with a second chance. Can he make the most of it? He does. Luckily, Mitch Musto fed it back to Hector, and now Hector goes short, finds a teammate, and that teammate is Tommy McMahon, right half back flank.
Well, Maroons had nothing down the line, did McMahon, so he just holds it up. Now he kicks it high, looking for an option. Lopez will be the kick down the line. It clears them. Good kick in the end into the breeze. They got some runners. Traralgon are out there. Lopez did well. Just missed the kick from White Oak. And he may have had a little bit of run on, and now it goes over for a boundary throw in.
So apologies to anyone from Moore that's listening, but this is the only score I could get at the minute. It's quarter time scores. Warrigal 2-1-13. They lead. Moore yet to score.
Ooh, okay.
Why would you apologise?
Because I could be way behind.
Well, I reckon you'd need to apologise if you're actually up to date. Because that would be something different.
21 minutes have gone here in the second quarter. It's a 16-point margin. Bairnsdale got the football on the wing. Radford tried to tap it forward and gain a little bit of ground. Nicely done by Hines. Comes in board. Beautiful kick. Found Wykes. He's squared it in board as well. It is very risky, but it might just come off, and it does, because Robertson tapped it over.
Oh, he's done a hamstring.
Cowan has done a hammy, and he's going to get a free kick. He won't be able to kick this one either.
Could be cramp.
Oh, it could be cramp.
Could be. Cowan handball quickly
he's
on to
coming.
Singh, who delivered inside forward 50. Hector dropped the mark. Good work there. Back was Williams. Got out of it. Short kick. Found Forrest. And developing story, Russell Cowan, one of the best midfielders in the competition, is coming off the ground limping. Could be a hamstring injury. We'll get to that in a moment. Down at ground level for Carpet Country. Back here, Bulmer's under pressure.
He's indeed. Nice pressure too, with a hand in by Bailey. Cameron kept the ball in the area, as did some good work by White Oak. At ground level, it was Harry Gibbs and also his teammate and Waddle that were applying pressure also.
I'm tipping cramp. He's just said to the trainers, I just need a rub.
Okay.
So let's just keep an eye on that for you guys.
Well, he does a power of work from the stoppage. Brian does well. Barrels one inside forward 50. This was normally worked out for the Redlegs. Running onto it again. Just missing. That
McCary.
was mean. McCary's in tight traffic. Handball out the back. Under pressure, Stevenson. He just panicked with a footy. Again, mean went. So did Brian for the Redlegs. Quick kick. Oh, it lands in the hands of Robinson. I don't think he tried to claim it because it only went 3 metres. And then, of course, Cheatham ran over the football, and now he's got to fight for it to try and keep it in to cause a stoppage. They're under pressure. They're panicking when they've got the football. They panic when they don't have it. Poppy.
Well, 23 minutes gone this quarter. Traralgon get another goal. They'd be happy enough going into half-time, but if Bairnsdale hurt them right here...
Free kick from the stoppage, holding to Broadbent.
That's lucky for Traralgon. So Broadbent, defensive 50, goes short, gives ground, finds... Stockdale, is it?
Yep, Lee.
Thank you. So Lee Stockdale, right back pocket. He goes short again. It's a risky move in windy conditions. Jackson Hall. They've had 3 possessions and actually given up 5 metres. Jackson Hall has his 4th possession. They've still gained no ground. This could be the move here.
I don't mind
Stockdale's quick kick. They change direction. They change to the fat side of the ground, and it's Barnes, who was tempted to go short but now goes long. But guess what?
Yep.
He's outnumbered, I reckon, 3-1. Oh, the one I thought a Traralgon mark. No, stolen in the end by the big fella in Wykes.
Yep. I reckon he had more of it too, boys. As Wykes kicks it inside forward 50. It's high. It's looking for a flyer. Over the back, though. Beautifully read by Wyatt. And he slammed it into the post. He could have ran all the way in as well. Sean Wyatt now gets a minor score.
6-5-41. Bairnsdale leading by 17 points over Traralgon with 3-6-24. Brenham Gippsland scoreboard.
Just a lack of voice around him. I think he had more time to run in and really put a real nail in the coffin.
He seemed settled, though, didn't he? He seemed composed. It didn't look like he was rushed. Anyway, Jackson Hall brings the ball back in for Traralgon, out of side of the ground. Guess what? We've seen that a few times today. The wind gets hold of it and goes whooshka out of play without anyone touching it. There'll be a free kick to Bairnsdale. It went whooshka.
Okay.
So bringing it back in, there is Bulmer. Kicks it high. Easter's on a strong lead. Coming in front, though, is Jackson Hall. This time, He's going to come to the near side. He doesn't want to get anywhere near the boundary line.
Great hit.
Nice one to Chris Thuring. Right on his defensive 50. 25 minutes have gone in this second quarter. Thuring goes back inboard to Jackson Hall. So 3 kicks. We're still inside defensive 50. Now in a short one. Still there. Hector. Now they get out. Nicely done to Lee Stockdale. Oh, he had to prop and stop. He got around 1. Then a wobbly kick. It's 3 on 1. And again,
Almost
the 3's going to win. As a handball came to Hines, who then barreled it forward. There's no one back there for the Redlegs. And Thuring will take the uncontested mark as Cameron copped the knee in the head. Pop.
He did, yeah, from that player that we spoke of in Hines. I thought it was almost a free kick, bordering on. Anyway, Thuring plays on, goes short. Nice work. McMahon gives it back to Stockdale. Usually a good user of the ball. Couldn't quite find Laprise. Coming through was Idoke. Bouncing over the top of Gordian, and now they've got a chance to go for goal through Collinson. He's hoping the wind brings it back, and it does, but it brings it back towards him. That wasn't what he planned for. He kicked for goals, it bounced end on end and then started coming back towards the kicker.
Here he is.
Now they've got another chance. Collison, I reckon that was a throw almost over the top. They give Grant another go. Jacobson the best on Grant for Traralgon. Kicked for goal and against the run of play. Finally, the Maroons get another one. Their first of this quarter, their 4th of the afternoon.
That was one of the most ugliest goals I've seen for quite a while. Geez, they did their best, try not to get the goal, Traralgon, but in the end, it's that man Jacobson who's bobbed in just to get a bit of reward for effort.
And that brings Traralgon up to 4-6-30. They trail Bairnsdale by 11 points. Bairnsdale 6-5-41. Green and Gippsland scoreboard. Almost 27-minute mark of the second quarter.
Just around the grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. It's the Hawks. They lead Port Adelaide 8-4-52 to 3-4-22.
Broadbent took the ruck duties and won it, but Vic up there was Wyke, so he gave it across to Wyatt. Through the middle there as well. Thuring was the one who tried to pick it off. Quick handball again was picked off. Bairnsdale will go forward. They actually go lateral to go forward. And it ends in the hands of McKeon. He drives it in. There's no one back there. And he dropped the mark he should have taken as well. He's under pressure as Stevenson. McCary's got 3 to beat and he might just do it as well. Yench went back towards McCary. Now they're free. As Jackson McMahon has it. Relieves the pressure out wide to Dylan Lopez. A big spoil over the back there from Somerville. We'll see a boundary throw in.
Just going back to that Traralgon goal too, though, I just like the way that Traralgon tried to work through. They tried something different. They worked the ball back through the ground, just chipping the ball around and then kick the ball into space and let their quick players just run onto it.
Paul, inside forward 50s this quarter.
Bairnsdale's way, 18-4.
Well, they've got 3 goals to 1 as the ball will come back into play. But again, the umpire said we'll ball this one up again. So 28 minutes have gone and the margin is back to 11 points as Bairnsdale try to search late in this quarter. Kick goes inside forward 50. There's 3 on 4 over the back. McCary swooped on it, put on the boot quickly. He is that quick of getting ball to boot. Traralgon don't know where it is or what happens. McCary now has 3. Now what have we had goals kicked this quarter?
1, 2, 3. That's 4 to Bairnsdale.
4 to Bairnsdale. So we had 7 in the game from Bairnsdale, and Vickery's got 4 of them. McCary's got 3.
That's right. 7-5-47 the Bairnsdale score on the Green and Gippsland scoreboard. 17-point leaders over Traralgon, 4-6-30.
He's super quick. I'm just sitting here in awe. I just couldn't believe he was out of position, found himself in position in a split second, and just his goal awareness is phenomenal.
He's indeed. Ball back in the centre of the oval. Nicely done by Wykes. Gets a hand down, hoping to apply a bit more pressure deep into this second quarter. Gets another go at it. He's taken ball and all. Really didn't have much of a chance. The umpire says, I'll take it. And we'll give each other a bit of a breather, albeit for a split second before he throws it up in the air. Wykes gets a hand on it again. Collison grabs the ball. Can't find a teammate. It was stolen by Wyatt, who's kicked towards McCary, went over the top of that player's head. East is the first player there. Left foot kick, tries to centre it up. I thought pushed in the back there was a Traralgon player. Play on was the call, and they're going to get another one.
No,
or are they?
well done. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Well done.
Well, I tell you what, that almost looked
Stevenson.
like the Marx brothers playing Laurel Hardy there. There was some mistakes made, but it was another point for Bairnsdale.
Stevenson did really well for the Maroons there. Jacobson marked it, then kicked it to Thuring, gave a hand to Stockdale, who kicks it out wide nicely to Forrest. Took the mark, close up on the boundary line. as we've just ticked over nearly right on 30 minutes in this second quarter. As Forrest kicks it towards the line, looking for Lopez. There's 2 to beat. Wykes flew. Riley did well, snapped around the body, and it will be marked by the defender in Singh, who just slows things down. And a beautiful kick in the middle of the ground, found White. Got around 1, got around 2, and then couldn't get through the 3rd, and he's been pinged for holding the ball.
It's a great kick by Singh. Just poor play there. That was just an opportunity to get it inside 50. You don't know. The opportunist mark comes along, or someone like McCary comes along and they snap a goal.
Well, there it is. The half-time siren has sounded. It was a 3-point margin in favour of Traralgon at quarter time. Bairnsdale then had the wind in that second quarter, and now they lead by 18 points. It is Bairnsdale 7-6-48, Traralgon 4-6-30, and that is half-time. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. For Harvey Norman Electrical, the IXLL Fresco Aurora. You can transform your outdoor space into an ambient, cosy space all year round. It's only from Harvey Norman Electrical.
4 goals 4, Ballara 5 goals 1. So at the moment the Demons are leading by just 3 points. Mubu North 4 goals 4, trailing Trafalgar 4 goals 7. Yanar 6 goals 6, Thorpedale 3 goals 1.
Well, both sides are just about ready to get this third quarter underway, and it looks to be Wykes and Cameron in the middle. Hector has gone to Sean White, who started to get a little bit busy in that quarter. Now again, Boxy, you have a look at the mashup.
Yep.
Bairnsdale continue with a 4-man forward line. Third quarter underway. Cameron, good little tap out, got a little bit of space. Collison kicked it off the ground. Working hard out there was McMahon. He squeezed a handball out the back to Hector. Now to Jacobson. They go back by hand. Hector's kick was smothered. Working hard for the Redlegs is Helford. Kicks it off the ground. Here we look for the boundary line. They keep it in the end. They got some numbers. Wyatt handballed over the top to Hamilton, just missed him. And they could have been away there, the Redlegs, but the boundary line beat them. We've got a boundary throw in. 32 seconds into this third quarter on the far side of the ground.
So they're coming from 18 points down, Traralgon. They need to hit the lead to have any chance, you'd think, in this last quarter, given the conditions at the minute. The ball, right half-forward flank, as you heard. Nicely done it was by Wykes. Took the ball and then fed out the handball, cut off by Thuring. From that half-back flank, can he find a winner? He can, the centre of the ground. They've a little bit of room to move if they can feed the ball off quickly. It's Ewan Williams, we believe, who goes short to Thuring, who's butted up and ran well. From half-back, he gave it, and from half-forward, he'll give it. Kicks to the top of the square. Can he find a winner? Yes, he can. Play on's the call around the bottle. And a goal for the Maroons. His perfect call by Wilson Gordian. And all of a sudden, we've got a game starting to bubble again.
Exactly what I was wanting to see from Traralgon. That's what Bairnsdale were doing in that second quarter. Instead of looking short inside 50, Thuring, great run off half-back. He's kicked the ball in long to a contest, and Gordian was good enough to kick a fantastic goal.
McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, just 1 minute, and Traralgon have that goal on the board in the third quarter. 5-6-36 the Maroons. They're trailing by 12 points. Bairnsdale 7-6-48.
That was McCary's man then. He needs to just stop the run from Thuring across half-back. As we said, they're persisting with it. Jacobson now is on his own at centre half forward. Now they have to man him up. Keenan Hines likes to play loose. Tap backwards. Collison again goes forward, and Hines had to go back with a bit of vigour. He didn't do so in the end, and lucky there, Singh was able to get it. Handball out wide to Bulmer. He's spearing past down the wing, missed everybody. And coming the other direction there was Jackson Hall. He got it inboard. Now McMahon has it. Took on the tackler. Spun out of it nicely. Out towards Hector. Underground kick to Jacobson. Gave it to Collison. From 50, he unloads. And he puts it through, minor score.
Some really good signs here from Traralgon. They've really come out with a little bit more vigour, and their run, it's just their rebound has been fantastic. So, good signs.
Just repeating, Russell Coward is out for the rest of the game with a hamstring. It is a left hamstring strain. He's all done for the day. As kicking it in from fullback there was Somerville.
So much for my cramp theory.
Yep, exactly. East was the one who marked it. Got it towards the wing. Nice mark there by Halford. Right on centre wing on the far side at the Bairnsdale City Oval. The margin 11 points in favour of Bairnsdale. Halford slowed it up, then kicked towards half forward. Bryan was his target. Now Thuring starting to come into the game. Comes in board to Jacobson. Marks and plays on. Left foot kicks. just at the toes of Dylan Lopez. He had to gather it, and then he got put in a strong tackle by Singh. And the umpire said, let's ball it up just a little bit forward to centre for the
A
Maroons.
sensible free kick decision by the umpire.
Was indeed.
Thuring off half back. I do like the fact that he's gone back to McCary and his run's been fantastic.
It has indeed. McMahon taken ball and all. The decision is holding the ball, in fact, so there'll be a free kick. Compliments of a Liam Giovi.
Yes.
Tackle.
Oh, no. And after that, he let you down with the poor kick.
He did. Well, they go forward to Traralgon. It's a left half forward flank. Laprise goes inboard. Nicely done. Found his teammate in McMahon, who gave the free kick away just a few moments ago. He wants to turn and burn, and he does, Zach. Can he find a teammate? Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
What?
It's hit the
The
ground.
umpire haven't called it.
Troy Forrest was the player that he went searching for. In the end, he had 1, 2, 3 claws at it, and then slips like tried to drag it in and must have just missed. Jacobson, for some reason, contested the ruck, but did it well.
White.
Too high was the free kick. Will go Bairnsdale way, defensive 50.
Sean White quickly played on, got it out wide to Giovi. His lateral kick will miss the target. Halford's got a little bit of space. Can he gather it? He does. Gordian closes under pressure. The kick, it might come back. Hall just had a little bit of a fumble. East was the one that closed. Now Singh has it. Handballs over the top. Run from Liam Giovi. He gets to half forward. Afterburners gets away from Collison. Left foot kick inside 50. Oh, good work there by the defender of Traralgon. It might come back. Oh, strong work by Stevenson. Sean White stood up to it, spun around, and with composure found Wykes.
So Wykes in the centre square, down the corridor. Can he find a teammate?
Oh, he
Yes,
does.
sirree. And it was nicely done in finding Link Robinson on the lead. He'll have a go from 35, basically directly in front.
Is it Robinson or Somerville? Sorry, just very confusing. You're right, it is Robinson.
And he'll kick from 35 out. And really, the biggest barrier, or his biggest fear, is the wind. It'll go from left to right across the face of goals, as it's done for most of this day. The home side leading by 11 after leading by 18 just 5.5 minutes ago. He can settle his teammates. He takes an awful lot of time. Left foot off the boot. Looks neat, but no, I reckon he's poked it to the left of goals. He has allowed too much for the wind, and they edge within a point close. In fact, they edge a point further away to 2 straight goals.
7-7-49 to 5-7-37. Bairnsdale ahead on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Jackson Hall played on, kicked it over the top to Thuring. Quickly hands to Jacobson. He comes back inboard, changes the lane up nicely to Lalive. And then the 1-2 handball. Lee Stockdale missed the target. Gordian attacked it strongly.
Nice. Here
Great
we go.
handball to Judge McMahon over the top. The run there was from McMahon again. That was Tom on that occasion. Now he gets a squeezing handball looking for Lopez. Riley was the target. Couldn't do so. Musto heavy in traffic. Ball pops out now towards Halford, who kicked around the body. And there's Jackson McMahon spinning, getting away from the bigger East opponent, who now kicks it inboard. And going back is the ruckman, Josh Wykes.
Quick, good Wykes, got some nice possessions, and he's just found this bloke that's been busy for most of the day in Hines. His right foot kick to the outer side of the ground. Finds Sean Wyatt, right half back flank for the Red Legs. We've played 6 3/4 minutes, third quarter. Traralgon kicking with the breeze as they did in the first. At that time, they held a margin of just 3 points. Bairnsdale turned the game on its head in the second quarter and led by 3 goals, and now that margin's been whittled away to just 12 points, 2 goals. So just a one major step closer for Traralgon. But now through Hayden Hector, they're hoping to break that open a little bit. Looking for, cannot find a roundabout half-forward flank, or can they? Didn't get a favourable bounce. Did Troy Forrest. And Bairnsdale now have got a chance to clean up, or have they? No, it's bounced back to Broadbent, who kicks across the face of goals. And unfortunately, since Collison was trying to chase it down, he's beaten to it by the boundary, so there'll be a resultant free kick. It'll go the way of Nick Bulmer for Bairnsdale.
So Bulmer has it. We've travelled 7.5 minutes and the margin is 12 points. It was 18 at half-time. As Bulmer took on Collison, got around him. Left foot kick in a dangerous spot, missing. It might come back. Traralgon's trying to squeeze a handball back inside. Brian did well for the Red Legs. Cleared the pressure. Got it to the wing, though. Only as far as Jackson Hall. Handballs over the top there to Tom McMahon. Under pressure. Lost it. And the umpire said, holding the man. Good call. And McMahon, it will be Tom McMahon will have it. On the far side of the ground, half-forward flank. There's a bit of space on the top of the 50. That's where he goes. And he finds out there, is it Musto? It is. Musto has it. Comes to the top of the 50, over the top of the Broadbed's head. And marking was Bulmer. Quickly handballed on to Hines. Goes back inboard. Now he finds Singh. His nice little kick to Ethan East. They got runners. Bairnsdale are running in waves. East kicks it over the top. Oh, great work.
Good work.
By Gavin Stevenson across half-back for the Maroons.
He goes inboard with a risky kick. Looks for McMahon. McMahon taken without the ball, I think. Very lucky. He just couldn't quite get a handle on it, and as a consequence of not being able to grab the ball, he earned himself a holding the ball with a free kick. Goes straight down the gullet, finds Cameron, who finds Stockdale, left foot kick. I tell you what, Collison's got the set, takes a mark, no play on's the call, and goals. Here we go, Traralgon on the move.
Great play there too. Stevenson set that up there with a great mark. He was really under pressure there too. It was 2-on-1. And just found enough to push the ball forward. The thing about Traralgon is now is they have
open.
They're open.
Yeah, the forward line's open too, isn't it?
It's perfect. It's good style. They really need to capitalise on this breeze.
Just one goal of difference now on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 9.5 minute mark of the second quarter. Bairnsdale 7-7-49, leading Traralgon 6-7-43.
Just a quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture in the AFL in the fourth quarter. The Hawks, they lead Power 10-5-65 to 5-8-38.
Ken Hinkley under a bit of pressure back there in SA.
Well, big moments thanks to Monticello's back here and there as well. You can get 20% off any 6 or more bottles of wine. The ruckman go at it, missed it. Jackson McMahon did well. Oh, his handball knew where he wanted to go, but it was good pressure in the middle of the ground, allowed Bairnsdale to come in. Ethan East is the one. He has it in the middle. He goes to the 2-on-1 option. The 2 will win. Jentz just dropped the mark. It's Helford that has to be the pressuring Redlegs defender. Now he can't do so. They chain of handballs, go backwards. Great little smother though by Hamilton. Allowed the ball. Now he's a push in the back. He did all the hard.
Surely.
Oh, and the umpire said no.
Okay.
Fair enough. Not really. I don't believe what I just said. So we're going to ball up.
What's happening?
No,
He's paid a free kick.
No, it's my ball, the umpire said. We'll ball it up 40 metres out, he said. Cameron tapped it straight down to Hamilton, who didn't contest the ruck duties, and we'll do this one again.
He's done all right in the ruck, Cameron, hasn't he? Just in those contests, getting hand of the ball. Just needs to find a teammate more often. They're 40 metres out from Bairnsdale's goals. That time he was beaten to the ball was Cameron, and Bairnsdale will have a chance. No. Running it out of defensive 50. I reckon could be hacked out to Stockdale, and here we go again. McMahon. It is time chased down
McKeon.
beautifully.
He has got some pace.
Callan McKeon.
I tell you
He's
what,
hurt him as well.
he's been hit a few times too, McMahon, in this last quarter. The kick inside forward 50 wasn't as good as it could have been, and Traralgon lived to fight another day. The kick towards the outer side, will it be beaten to the boundary? No, not at this stage. They keep the ball in Traralgon, or do they? No, they do not. McMahon will come to the bench, scud after a lightning tackle.
Gee, Callan McKeon just had a heat-seeking missile locked in there to Jackson McMahon, and he is weary. And it's taken the wind out of him. He's slowly walking off the ground as Collison will come back on. And we've got a boundary throw in on the far side. 6 points is the margin. Traralgon making a game of this in the third quarter. They win the stoppage through Cameron. Handball out to Gordian. Over the top. Musto tried to do some strong work. Bairnsdale have got some numbers. Singh's the one who won it. Kicked it out towards the boundary and the half-forward flank in front of Hamilton. And we'll have a boundary throw in. As Jackson McMahon's trying to point which way he's going. I think he got the answer right. So he's just a little bit groggy. Still making his way off right in front of us now. He looks a bit red.
There's nothing worse than that unexpected tackle.
Yep.
You know, and he's got ridden into the ground as well.
So Dylan Lopez took the mark at half forward. He's on the far side of the ground. Collison's just come on. The defender there, Somerville, has spotted him as Lopez kicks it high inside forward 50. Pushed out there was Gordian. His groundwork was good. He won it, gave it to Wideoak. Goes a handball to Forrest. Now it goes in the Collison direction, 1-on-1. Holding, free kick to Collison, directly in front. And Mark Collison will go back to get his second goal of the afternoon. And his second goal in this third quarter to lock scores up. Directly in front with the breeze coming across his right shoulder.
Not sure if that was really a free kick there, Darryl. I have to disagree.
I didn't see it, but...
Well, he's directly in front. He's only 25 metres out to skip the scores all level.
Yes.
He's a beautiful kick of the football, and Collison's got 2.
Well, reward for effort from their slingshot footy from half back. They've just come out after half time and starting to really play that run and carry game. You know, I was going to be a little bit critical about their options inside 50, but once you get it inside, you've got the opportunity. So, and the small forwards are actually making the most of them.
Well, the breeze has really picked up, Paul Carter, so they need to get themselves a bit of a buffer at this stage. We've got scores locked up.
And we have at the 13.5-minute mark of the third quarter, the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard sees both teams sitting on 7-7-49. Mark Collison, the first multiple goal kicker for Traralgon.
Australia's most popular barista-made coffee, only at McCafe, delivering now to the Bairnsdale City Oval. As Broadbent tapped it up straight down to East, though. The opposing ruck when he handled over the shoulder. Giove was there. Run down tackle. Not quite there for Williams. Kick goes inside forward 50. Traralgon defence have been fantastic in this third quarter. Now the kick comes out to Broadbent. They've got some space of the Maroons. It is Stockdale this time. Kicks it high towards half forward. White Oak used a little bit of a body. Somerville comes in to help his to defend up. Wins it. Now lowers the eyes but gave it up. And Stockdale couldn't mark it. He had a juggle. And the third bite was over the boundary line. We've got a boundary throw in. Game on, boys.
Scott, it's a little bit of a reverse of the game. They look a little bit worried now, panicking a little bit, Bairnsdale. Yep. The game's being put back to them now, and they're not getting through their the Traralgon defence.
Well,
so Jacobson had the ball, but a free kick for holding behind the play will go Bairnsdale's way to the big ruckman. Hamilton, I should say, who goes to the little Speedy Gonzalez in McKeon. His kick was poor. He butters up with the second chance, and the little Roadrunner's taken off. He went with another handball. Hamilton, they're just under a little bit more pressure, this Bairnsdale side at the moment. Now, let's see how they stand up to it. Nicely done it was by Hines. He draws a player, goes over the top.
Downfield.
A free kick will go against Traralgon downfield.
Oh, that should be 50. I think it will. Yes, it will.
He played for it, Hines.
Well, it was 50-metre penalty, and Callum McKeon will go inside forward 50 now.
Do you reckon Callum McKeon's a right foot version of Gary Moorcroft? He really is.
Oh, they call him Mini for a reason.
Do they? There you go.
He is low to the ground.
So Hines played for the free kick, and he staged for the free kick, and the umpire fell for the free kick.
Yep.
Well, at the end of the day, Callum McKeon's going to have a shot at goal.
Exactly right.
And there was a little bit there, nothing great about it. However, McKeon comes in, he starts it to the right, the wind pushes it, and it's just snuck through on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard for a behind.
7-8-50 Bairnsdale. Traralgon are now 7-7-49. 16-minute mark, third quarter.
So Traralgon, who have lifted the tempo in the opening 16 minutes of this third quarter, still need to do more. As good as their first half of this third quarter has been, they continue to push forward, and they'll need to as well, because trailing even by a point is going to be hard work to claw back in this final 30 minutes. A couple of goal buffer might give them something to protect. Might not be enough, but we'll see as the ball spills over the boundary line around about left half forward flank. Bairnsdale have just settled, you get the feeling, in the last couple of minutes.
16 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. Jackson McMahon still hasn't come out of the dugout.
I think Cowan's loss might be a big talking point later on as well.
Cowan's off with a hammy as Wykes tapped it straight down. Front spot there was Giove, but Musto picked it off. He can handball to Jacobson. He just got his handball away. Bullman now dived on it. He's not really making an attempt, umpire, but he said it was good enough.
That was a see you later handball if that stuck.
Yeah, it certainly was. We're going to ball up. The umpire wastes no time. Wykes and Cameron. Cameron tapped it back to Collison, who got a handball out to Jacobson. Kicks off the ground.
Thought it was good.
And just got it on the outside of the boot in front of the can bar at the Bairnsdale City Oval. And out of bounds on the full. We'll go to Waddell. Brett Waddell for the Redlegs. They lead it by a point at the moment. Kicking against the breeze, and Cameron got up high.
Nice, Mark.
And take a big grab, but they've... Oh, gee whiz, the umpire pointed the wrong way. I was about to lose something. As Cameron got up high, took a strong mark, now drove it inside forward 50. Low press front spot. Spoil, front and square. Who's there for the Maroons? White Oak has it. Dived on by the Bairnsdale defenders. The umpire will ball it up.
And expect a physical clash in a moment between Riley Laprise and also Keenan Hines. Keenan Hines is getting some special attention, whether he's near the ball or not. Let's see how he stands up. Ball 20 metres out from Traralgon's goal. It's a quick kick out of the pack. Will fall in the arms of Tommy McMahon. He can kick for goal. and really should have made more of it, although his shot on goal, although offline, draws the scores together again, Paul Carter.
7-8-50 apiece at the 18.5 minute mark. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, ball comes back in through Hamilton, kicks it to the far side, misses the target out there. Good work at ground level by Kieran Vickery to run onto it, gets his boot to ball and gets to the wing area. Leading out there on the first time looks to be Barnes for Traralgon. Head over it, good little handball from the Redlegs. It is Wyatt now, got it out wide to Vickery, chips it over the top. McCary's dangerous here. He put one hand up. Helping him out was Bulmer. He works around, left foot, kicks to the hot spot. East has the sit on McMahon and the strength on him as well. And the lightweight in Tom McMahon was no match for Ethan East. Directly in front, he'll go back and have a shot.
David and Goliath. He had the sit. He had it all over him. Young McMahon looks like breakfast compared to what Eastie could do with him. And hopefully he could convert from here.
Well, we are directly in front. Is Ethan East. He should go back. The breeze will start it to the left. He'll just work it back a little bit from left to right. As Ethan East comes in, ball on the way. He started it too far left. And we've got a minor score.
7-9-51 Bairnsdale, Traralgon 7-8-50, 19.5 minutes played, and that's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Chip kick from Hall McMahon, found Collison.
Yeah, Collison's been busy in the third quarter, as experienced heads do. He's kicked two, and now he finds himself deep in defensive 50 for Traralgon. A long kick towards the outer side of the ground. The ball out the back. Traralgon have the run. They just need the bounce. They can't get a handle on it. Taken off with a good tackle by Bairnsdale. It's at left half forward flank. Falls in the arms. I reckon it could be of Hector. A kick. And the race is on. Cameron, you need to run hard. Can you get there in time? No, the ball hits the post. And Traralgon again.
He whiz.
They're hanging on by the hair on their chinny chin chin.
Big moment for Monticello's.
Scores level for the third time this quarter on 7-9-51 apiece.
It's starting to get a little bit rowdy here at the Bairnsdale City Oval. None more so than the can bar. And I tell you what, Kappa the Rapper is running the can bar here at Bairnsdale this afternoon. And the boys are up and about. We've got a cracking game of football as we have a boundary throw in. My old mate John Capobianco up here in East Gippsland runs this part of the woods.
Can you say that surname for me?
Capobianco.
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
Poppy.
It's all very similar to a pizza I like in Capricciosa, Capobianco.
I've probably got it wrong, but
Can I just quickly make an observation?
Yep.
That I believe that wind's died down a bit. If you looked at the trees, they were the way they were pre-game.
Okay.
I think it's
A bit more
started to slow
blustery.
down. It's more blustery.
we'll send you out at three-quarter time,
I'll be
mate.
down there.
As the Redlegs try to handle over the top. Good work there by Riley Lopez. And the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. We've travelled 21 minutes gone, and scores are all locked up. 7-9-51 apiece. A cracking game of football.
Handful of minutes to go.
Yep, big moment for Monticello's this afternoon. 20% off 6 or more bottles of wine every day. Ball goes straight up and down, top of the square it goes. Sumwell doesn't mark. Ball in dispute. Collison was back there. Snap around the body from White Oak. Pushes it across the face of the goal. It's over. No score, boundary throw in. 5 metres around from the point post. Poppy. Ball is a football game just in the balance at the moment. We're going to check out what the weather's like and what the breeze is like in that three-quarter time. But
Yeah.
they need a couple, don't they,
They
Maroons?
do, at least you'd think. So, even just one at the minute. His score's locked away. The race is on. The ball towards the left half forward flank. Nice pace by Troy Forrest. Dances around one, gives ground, and off they go. I reckon it's the big fella in Jackson Hall who kicks to within 20. Laprise got his hands to the ball. Second effort was very good. Got a handball out, but can only find a opponent rather than a teammate. A short kick fell in the arms of Preston, who kicks towards the outer side. Can they get themselves out of trouble? Not at the moment, because Adam Yench has taken a mark just in the arc of 50, but will kick against the teeth of the breeze to within 15 or 20 metres. In fact, it's so strong, he kicked to the man on the mark as the Bairnsdale defenders try to ease the pressure.
Lee Stockdale handballed back to McMahon, Hall, who gave it back. They go again. Jacobson, he doesn't know which way to go. Lopez handballs out wide now to Tommy McMahon. Gets around the tackler and another. Steps to 49, lowers the eyes. It was picked off. And Waddell has it. Gave it to, big hit there on the ruckman. Hamilton holding the ball. And the free kick will go to the Maroons.
Here we go.
And Goydian will go back. He got one in the third quarter at the 1 minute and 30 mark. He chips it over the top. Lopez. Oh, he didn't pay it. There was touch, the umpire said. He had to squeeze a handball out to Hector. They go backwards. Top of the 50 are the Maroons. Kick goes over the back, but it was picked up by Somerville. And now we found a target out there in Ethan East. His kick, though, was smothered by Cameron. And we have a boundary throw-in on the far side. 23 and a half minutes gone. Scores all locked up at 51 apiece.
So, out of side of the ground, with a real arm wrestle between both sides happening at the moment. Let's see if we can get Traralgon forward from this centre break and make life interesting in the final 30 minutes. Ball thrown back in, nicely done. Good work in front of the pack there by Wykes. Wykes worked forward. Collison fighting hard. Traralgon again, just in these clearances, are starting to edge ahead as the big man in Broadbent kicks to within 20. The strength was required. Lopez, quick kick, Stockdale.
Got it.
And he's got it, has he? He has indeed, he do. And it's a goal for Traralgon. Traralgon 6 points up, and we've played just on 24 minutes. Good work by the Maroons.
That was, and it's the only comes down to those costly errors. East smothered down on that far wing. Calls a turnover. Great work by Traralgon to get the ball inside. You've got that big bloke in Lopez down forward who can make a contest, and Stockdale, bread and butter stuff for him.
And Traralgon have hit the lead now at the 24-minute mark of this third quarter. They lead by that one goal, 8-9-57 to Bairnsdale, 7-9-51. That's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Big moments from Monticello's back in the middle. Collison's just hurt his hand in the middle as well. Callum McKeon bust out of the pack in the centre, drives it in towards McCary, can't mark it. Over the back, looks to be mean. The ball comes out now. McCary soccers off the ground and it bounces through, but the wrong side of the upright. It's a minor score. And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Australia's most popular barista-made coffee only in McCafe.
8-9-57 Traralgon, Bairnsdale 7-10-52.
So the ball towards left half-back flank. They go towards the corridor. Risky move. Ball ducked ahead at the crucial moment. And it'll spill out. But Laprise fights hard. Gets past one. Can't get past the second. Or can he? Holding the man was the call from the umpire. And a free kick Bairnsdale's way. Falls in the arms of Makeo, who's been busy. A little pocket rocket comes grandstand side at left half forward flank. Out the back comes Halford. Dances onto that right foot. Can he find a teammate? Tries to thread it through. He went searching for McCary. He gives it off. And offline again. I reckon that could have been Mean who missed. And the scores are closer. Bairnsdale, Paul Carter.
7-11-53, trailing by 4 points now. Traralgon 8-9-57. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 26 minutes played.
So Jackson Hall will bring it in. He went short. He found Lalive, who could chip it over the top to Hayden Hector. Top of the defensive 50 are the Maroons. They lead it by 4 points at the moment. Found Broadbent. They're holding onto the football, Traralgon, late in this third quarter. 26 and a half minutes gone. The kick, though, turned over. And Josh Wykes will have it for the Redlegs. He'll hold on to it right on centre wing. On the near side of the City Oval, kicks it, top of the 50. East is the target. Big flyers, no one can mark it. Thuring was back there. Handball's back to Lalive. Now we go over to Collison. Collison searching for another target. Found him. Broadbent has it. Might get run down. Got his hands away. Thuring close to the boundary line. Can he hit the target up in Riley? Lopez? No. Great work by Somerville to punch it over, and we'll get another boundary throw in. 27 minutes now we've gone in this third quarter, and it is still a 4-point margin to the Maroons.
So Bairnsdale yet to score a goal in this third quarter. Traralgon have added 4. Not a lot of time on, you would have thought. The boundary throw in front of our TRFM commentary position. Nicely done. Taken in, or was it, by young Laprise? A good tackle by the youngster and the little bloke in McCann. And there'll be a bounce down.
Traralgon to kick 4 goals to 0 goals in this third quarter, boys.
Kicked to within centre half forward, or dropping what he should have taken. It's a big fella for Bairnsdale in Nick Singh. Now Traralgon have another chance to go forward. I need to find a target, cannot. Laprise dances up quickly. Over the top it'll go. Can he find his teammate in Forrest? He tries hard to get a handle on it and cannot. But who can?
Oh, good
this
hands.
bloke can. This could be another goal. It is. And wow, me oh my, Mitch Musto kicks his first of the afternoon. Traralgon get their 8th, extend their lead by 2 goals. Good work, Boxer.
Both goals have come from contested ball from Lopez. Get the ball inside 50. Let your little blokes do the work. It's not a hard game. Don't make it too difficult. And it was a great goal there by Musto.
Traralgon leading by 10 points, 28-minute mark of the third quarter, 9-9-63 Traralgon, Bairnsdale 7-11-53, McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Wow, it's been all Traralgon in this third quarter. It is 5-0 in this third quarter, albeit with a bit of a breeze, but Boxer thinks the breeze has calmed down. We're going to send him out at three-quarter time
with a kite,
just to see what the reading is. Back to the middle they go. Wykes goes up, crashed his way through was Collison. Ball goes Bairnsdale's way, but back there on his own was Stevenson. It was handballed out. That might come the other way. Ethan East put a strong tackle on. Then he got the handball out to Wykes. Kicks around the body. On a lead is McCary. He got pushed out and he'll win the free kick. The hand was in the back. And McCary will go back. Traralgon coaching staff can't believe it. It was there. McCary will kick into the breeze from about 49 metres. You'd think it'd be too far out. He's looking for some option. He's got Halford on this far side, but that's a risky kick as well. As Braden McCary's got 3. He takes on the man of the mark. He gives it off to Mean. His kick was smothered. Well, it's going to come back the other way now as Cheatham has it now for the Maroons. Handballs over the top to Broadbent. They get it to the wing. Now they get to half forward. Musto is the one who's running after it in front of Gibbs. Musto can't get there because the boundary line beats them both. And it goes over. 29 and a half minutes gone. It is Traralgon by 10 points. Poppy on TRFM.
So 65 metres from Traralgon. They're kicking to the right of Radio. That's the Paynesville end, the end that favours those kicking with the breeze. And as we said a few times this quarter, it's played such a big part today. But how's it going to stand up in the last 30 minutes? We'll find out as the siren goes to tidy up the first 3 quarters of footy. They tell us that the third quarter is the premiership quarter, and they played some decent football, did the visitors in that quarter, adding 4 goals plus to give them a margin of 10 points. Got a good 30 minutes of footy.
It certainly was. The Maroons all over the Redlegs there, trailed by 18 points at half-time. Now they lead by 10 points. We've got a quarter to go. It is Traralgon 9-9-63, Bairnsdale 7-11-53. It is Gippsland live on TRFM, and it's all for Harvey Norman Electrical, the IXL Al Fresco Aurora. Transform your outdoor space into an ambient, cosy space all year round, only at Harvey Norman.
Every other quarter so far today. So yeah, it's going to be a really big ask now. We need Bairnsdale to start lifting to make more of a game of it, but Traralgon, great signs from them in that third quarter.
Well, they've gone 5 forwards now, Bairnsdale. Traralgon sticking with the 6. There's a spare one on the wing for the Redlegs. Here's Poppy on TRFM.
So we've got Cameron who contests the ruck, gets hands on the ball with that player that's been busy all day in Keenan Hines. It's the first one there. Gets and gives and does it quite nicely. But they're under a spot of bother here again, Bairnsdale. The tempo of Traralgon's been good. Thurring pushed out of the contest. Gets a free kick on the half-back line. And you may hear the bloke that said downstairs in the spectator, "You bloody fool."
Yes, exactly what he said as Hall had it now. He chipped it across laterally to Jacobson. Marked it, came back inboard to Hector. Had to work hard to take the mark. It was uncontested. But if you had dropped it, it would have gone Bairnsdale's way. Hector slows things up, chips it back out wide to Jacobson. We've just heard his key stats for Gippsland Ozuzu Ute. Chipped it over the top towards Cameron. Nicely done.
Remembering, of course, Moe came at Traralgon late in the game when they had a similar sort of lead. They weren't as composed as they might have learnt today. So let's see if they've learned anything from that loss. That's what I'm trying to say.
Riley Lopez had it half forward flank. The inside out right foot kick goes inside forward 50. Ball in dispute. Diving on it there was Preston. He's dived on the football. The umpire waits and said no. No opportunity. We'll ball it up. Boxers getting some scores for us around the grounds.
Just a quick around the ground there too, Scud. We've got in the AFL, the Bulldogs have come back from nowhere, 13-9-87. They lead the North 13-5-85.
Wykes took it out of the ruck and kicked it straight down Halford's throat, who then got it further afield. It was a poor kick, and it'll be picked off back there by Stevenson. And he chips it out wide, and he found his teammate in Cheatham, who can go further afield. Just puts it on the top of Dylan Lopez's head, but he was up to the task as quick closing out there was Tommy Bryan, or was it Tom Bryan? Yep.
Hey, Boxer, just quickly, if Traralgon get the next goal, can they defend it or not enough time?
No, I think they can.
Not enough.
I think they can. I think Bairnsdale need to have a bit more experience in the middle. I think Nick Singh needs to go in the middle.
Well, the ball came inboard towards Hector. He goes out wide again. Over the top, he found his teammate in McMahon. That's Tom. Chips it inside. Gordian will come across the front of the pack and take the mark. And he was just left at his own lonesome as the two key forwards wrestled, and then Gordian come across the front and took the mark. 2 minutes in. This will be a big moment of the game for Monticello's. Every single day you can get 20% off 6 or more bottles of wine. As Gordian comes in, he doesn't like it. And that could be a costly one. Minor score, Paul Carter.
Takes Traralgon to 9-10-64 on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. They're leading now by 11 points. Bairnsdale 7-11-53.
So they bring the ball back into play. Will be Keenan Hines. Keenan Hines looks at his options, chooses to go towards the outer side of the ground. Nice leg too. He's got the distance. Can he find a target? He can't find a teammate by the looks. It looks as though Traralgon might start to edge it forward. They do. A kick off the ground by Jacobson. Falls in the arms of Collison. His handball searches, finds, and nicely done. A quick kick to within 10 metres. Fighting hard at the front of the pack was White Oak. He couldn't take the ball. Has another go to Traralgon. And I tell you what, so close to taking the mark. Just metres from their goals. They're fighting hard.
They're working.
Both sides to try to get clear possession of the ball. They can't. They're all beaten by the boundary. There'll be a boundary throw in just a few metres from Traralgon's goals. They lead by 11 points. We've played 3:33 final quarter.
Keenan Hines just a little bit proppy getting up. Seems to be okay. He's done what he's like this afternoon from the ruck contest. Wykes has played very well, squeezing handball out to the run. Now they get a cleary kick to Ethan East, the cousin of Max. As East took the mark, now he clears it out towards the half-back. Thuring pushed him in the back, the opponent. And the free kick will go Bairnsdale's way. And half-back flank. It will be a free kick to Charles Mean of the Redlegs. He'll keep it close to the boundary line. High kick. The target back there will be Hamilton. Cameron came in for the side. 2 bites. Couldn't get it. Good work by Collison to handball to Forrest, who gave it to Hector. Hector goes one way, comes back the other way. Now by foot. Thuring's got the run on this one. He's got the angle nicely on Hines. He kicks it off the ground as Thuring. Lopez is there. Gathers it off the ground. Took on a tackler. That could nearly be holding the ball. The umpire said play on. Ball's now still in dispute. Head over the football is Somerville. A quick kick. It might come back because Traralgon's got some numbers. Yench is the one there for the Maroons.
So doing some good work there was Yench, but the big fella in Will Hamilton also lent a hand to the home side, and the Redlegs hold the ball in. It's just short of left half forward for Traralgon. Grandstand side of the game.
This is where the Redlegs just need those 3 players we called most of the time in that first half. Vickery, McCary. They need to be standing up now.
Some tired legs out there at the moment. Both sides working hard in and under. But a mistake can be crucial here. Piece of special play can also win the game, and it's there to be won by either side. Make no mistake about that. Got 20 minutes to play, and there's 2 goals the difference. Cameron doing some, in fact, the big fella doing some good work in the ruck in Broadbent. Quick kick forward, fell in the arms of Forrest. Can he find a teammate? Laprise looks like he's almost running on the spot. He tries to get around an opponent. He does get it around his opponent. But can they get a shot at goals? He gets another goal at Laprise. Has he go at goal? And I tell you what, it's across the face for a minor score. He nearly made strawberry jam out of pig poo there. He had nothing. At the margin, he's now 8 points.
It is 12 points, 9-11-65 to 7-11-53. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, 6-minute mark, final term.
We've got some young aspiring commentators in the box. Poppy, just make sure you be careful there.
We've got Maxie East, Jack Brodrib, and also Charlie Cook looking on.
Oh, they're not going to learn anything from you with
that's true.
Dog poo to strawberry jam. But Traralgon going to go forward again. This time it's through Cheatham. He has a shot, flying shots, a helicopter last line. It's
free kick, Traralgon.
It's going which way? The umpire. It is to Traralgon.
The same one that likes to play in front of goal.
It is Cam Whiteoak who will go back on the last line, and he'll slam this one home. Cameron Whiteoak. The Maroons, they lead by 12 points. And this is a massive moment of the game for Monticello's as Cam Whiteoak slams it home for his second.
Well, First, I'm sort of trying to get over your comment, and the second one, the lights are on here at the ground as well, so that's going to play another factor as well.
Blue sky, and it's a beautiful Saturday
and the lights
afternoon.
are on, and Traralgon now have got full momentum. It's going to be really, really difficult now for Bairnsdale, the way they're playing at the moment, to get themselves back into this game.
Traralgon leading by 18 points, 7-minute mark of the final term. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard is the Maroons on 10-11-71, Bairnsdale 7-11-53.
Redlegs have not kicked a goal since the 28-minute mark of the second quarter. That's right, the second quarter. And we're now 7 minutes into the last. They've got to find something here on their home turf. As from the stoppage, Giovi has it. He's got a number out here, and it's Helford. He can mark on the chest and handle over the top if he wants. He doesn't go there. He decides to kick it further afield. Robinson presents for him. Pushed him in the back there, did Williams. Player leave it was. Now Collison has it. Tries to tap it forward. Stockdale gave it back to Collison. Just had to give up the football in the end. And Singh will chip it over the top and find White. He does. Nicely done.
I tell you what, Collison's just going on memory at the moment. He's fighting hard and leading the way. You know, he's really every inch counts at this crucial stage of the game. The ball, grandstand side, edge forward, inside forward 50 through Sean Wyatt. Trying to rove it off the pack was going to be McCarry. He couldn't get a handle on it. The umpire says, give it to me. It's right on the intersection of boundary and forward 50 in front of the Bairnsdale scoreboard, which reads Bairnsdale 7-11-53, Traralgon 10-11-71.
So Wykes will take the ruck duty with Broadbent. Broadbent had the front spot, tapped it down. Giovi, though, picked it off. Collison did well to Thuring by hand. His boot gets towards Gordian, and it will go over again. Another boundary throw, and a little bit further away now from Bairnsdale's goals, albeit about 20 metres from that last boundary throw in. The Redlegs have to find something. They've got it's one-on-ones inside forward 50. Couple of extra numbers around this stoppage. Broadbent front spot again. Tapped it down. Hines was there. Chain of handball. Giovi gave it to White. White lowers the eyes to McCary, who took the mark on the chest. Outside 50 here's from. We'll have to kick this one hard up on the boundary. And this is right in front of the bar booth here. And just remember that Kappa is looking after things there. He is an absolute star around this neck of the woods. Kappa the Rapper, they call him. Looking after the can bar as Braden McCary will come in. And you'll hear the boys from about 50 to reduce the margin for Bairnsdale on its way. It's a shocking looking kick. It starts to the left and stays that way. And on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, it's a minor score.
7-12-54, bringing the margin back to 17 points against Traralgon, who are 10-11-71. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, almost 10 minutes played.
So Jacobson to Stockdale, and then eventually it falls in the arms of Barnes. His kick around the body finds the ball at centre wing, grandstand side. 50-50 contest. This will bounce over. It goes over the top. Whose hands will it fall in? A nice little neat touch it was by McCary. I thought it might land in the arms of a teammate. It didn't. And coming through was Yench to find the boundary line and ease the pressure, albeit momentarily.
That was a beautiful tap by McCary. Vickery just couldn't get a handle on it. It nearly hit him in stride. It would have been a certain goal. But still they search for another goal. 28-minute mark. Second quarter is the last time they've kicked one. East knocked it straight down. We know who he's the cousin of. The great Maxi. Now they get a quick shot on goal. Close to the boundary line it goes. Another minor score. So they're peppering, but they need 6, not 1, Paul.
7-13-55, the Bairnsdale score. Up against Traralgon, 10-11-71. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard.
So the ball goes towards the outer side and nicely marked. It was nicely marked by the big man, Ethan East.
Tell you what.
I tell you what.
Good bloodlines.
Yeah.
He's a long way out.
He's going to need a kick the size of Max could kick it from here, but I don't know whether Ethan can.
Boxer, that breeze.
He hasn't had a good afternoon, East. He's in front of goal. His hands have been fantastic, but his kicking's let him down.
You realise we've got the
it's
cousin
okay.
in the
I
box.
don't mind. I don't actually mind telling you how it is.
He'll clip you.
Okay, then that's fine.
Well, he needed a little bit of help from the breeze here, and they desperately need this for Monticello's big moment of the game. As Ethan East will come in, he'll have to kick it a good 55, close to the man of the mark. Sets it up, the win, carries it, didn't quite get there, now it's rushed over.
Now a 15-point margin in Traralgon's favour, 10-11-71, up against Bairnsdale 7-14-56, and Bairnsdale's last 8 scores have been behind.
Oh, the press is in full effect here, every player forward to centre. As Hall played onto himself and kicked it to Thuring. Thuring just blazes away. He's got 2. Cameron's the 1, shoved out of the way. And Dylan Somerville takes the mark. His time against the Redlegs now. Oh, Somerville kicked it into the man on the mark. He has to follow up his good work. Hector hammered over the top. Couldn't quite keep it in. Was Keenan Hines. And we'll have another boundary throw in right on the wing here at the Bairnsdale City Oval. It's the Redlegs trailing at the moment by 15 points in a big game of TRFM Gippsland League.
So Broadbent will do the ruck work against Wykes. Wykes out the back, took the ball, gave off brilliantly to Wyatt. Wyatt now needs to find a forward inside 50. Can he? Yes.
Vickery
marked it on the run, full flight, around about his footy laces. And
too far out.
He's backing himself.
Yeah, I reckon he's right on kick here. I reckon he can do it. Let's see. He'll kick from 55 metres if you don't mind. It's going to be very close.
That's home.
No, marked in the last line of defence by Adam Yench, and he plays on quickly.
Got it out wide, and the umpire said, just hang on a second. Let's bring this back. Because the umpire wants to talk to the goal umpire here. He might have a score, and it is. It is a minor score. They reckon it was a double grab over the line.
Okay.
So Paul Carter, minor score.
7-15-57 Bairnsdale up against Traralgon, Channel 1171. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, 13 minutes played, final turn.
Traralgon did well out of the kick out of full back. They got it 70 metres away to Dylan Lopez, who took the mark, kept it close to the wing, but back there was Singh, and Nick Singh took the mark.
That defensive game now with Traralgon starting to kick in. This is where Bairnsdale need to score.
Over the top of Ethan East's head, top of the 50 goes. Jacobson runs onto it, has some space. His left foot kicks, not the prettiest, but it nearly found the target. Working hard back here now is Glasborough. He lost the football. Swooping on it nicely now was Cheatham. He gets it over the top. Gordian tried to tap it over his head. White Oak attacked it with pace. They got numbers. Gordian handballs to Hector. It was behind him, and then he got put in a tackle. Gordian followed up the poor handball and then got driven into the ground. And it is in the back. And right on the boundary line, Gordian will go back and have a shot at goal.
And guess who? Who's paid that?
As Poppy's mate.
Your mate.
From the surf coast of Lakes Entrance. As it Will Gordian.
He was big in the 70s, mate. He was very big in the 70s.
He looks like he's still at Woodstock.
He's now riding stand-up paddleboards down the Mitchell. As Will Gordian will come in, slide angle. He'll go with a traditional drop punt to just about seal it for the Maroons.
He's done it.
He loves it and he puts it through. The umpire said, I don't care. The Maroons celebrate.
And it's a point.
And the goal umpire said, I don't care. It's through for a minor score.
Traralgon now 10-12-72. They lead by 13 points over Bairnsdale, who are 7-15-57. We've played almost 15 minutes in the final quarter.
So we've got about a dozen minutes to play as the ball comes grandstand side. A good mark over the top by Kieran Vickery. He kicked 4 in the first half, and the side hasn't kicked 1 in the second half to date. But he'll have a chance to send the Redlegs forward from right half back flank. Looks up the line towards right half forward, and that's where he goes. Some good numbers here, some good height, but it's all in Traralgon's favour. Yents to Collison, gives her quickly, and they've got some run, but they dropped what they should have taken. Two Bairnsdale players running into each other, and now they've got all the room in the world, and Halford can just go inboard, give it over the top, and go bang.
Wow.
Goal to McCarry, and we got a game in our hands, boys.
Wow, unbelievable. In the middle part of the ground, Boxer, as both of them, they just missed the handball.
Poppy's just done a pooper.
Done a pooper valve there. Very excited.
Here comes the strawberry jam.
Here it comes. But they made hard work of it. But they've had most of the play this quarter. They just haven't been able to put that goal through. McCarry gives them that spark, hopefully, to get them back into the game.
And McCarry's fourth goal takes Bairnsdale to 8-15-63 on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. 7 points in arrears of Traralgon, who are 10-12-72.
Well, 16 minutes have gone. Time is against the Redlegs, but they are coming. Big moments thanks to Monticello's right here, right now, as Wykes goes up. Can they win the centre clearance? They can. They get a handball out wide to Halford. He can handle over the top. Just got White. He kicks it inside forward 50. Easter's back there. Taps it off beautifully over the big man in Hamilton. And he will slam home another Bairnsdale goal. And the Redlegs are up and about again. Here they come.
Well, it's that man White again. He's been in everything over the last 5 or 6 minutes. He's just been that catalyst, that midfielder that we were looking for. I was saying Singh, And White stepped up, and he has been the catalyst of those 2 late goals we've had so far for Bairnsdale.
Well, Hamilton becomes the 3rd goal kicker after McCarry and Vickery have got 4 apiece, so they are now 9-15-69, and it is just a 3-point margin behind Traralgon, who are 10-12-72. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, they needed that one, and we have a game of football, all right, here up at East Gippsland. Again, Wykes will go up against Broadbent. This time, Broadbent got it down, but it goes out the way of the Redlegs. McKeon, we know he's got some wheels. Gathered it. Good tackle there by the Maroons. And equally up to the task there was Mitch Musto. Getting up off the bottom of the pack. And now they go at it again, Poppy.
They do. Broadbent gets the tap. Can he find a teammate? He did. He found a Musto, but Musto couldn't find space. And the umpire... It could even be Leaf Garrett, I'm not sure. Has the ball around about right half, forward flank. Nice rise, and Traralgon. Nice pace by McMahon. Busts the pack, runs 15, gets in and out of trouble, finds a teammate. They're going to go inside forward 50. It spills out the back from a leading forward, and roving nicely at the back there was Bulmer for Bairnsdale, who will be saved by the boundary. 3 points to margin, 18 minutes gone, final quarter. The ball right half forward flank, Traralgon into attack.
Well, the ball will about to come back into play. Wykes has done a power of work in the ruck all afternoon. It's been a good duel in the ruck duties. Gone up against a few Maroons. The ball clears the pack. Where's the runners? Wykes was the one. He coughed it up though. Quick kick by Forrest. Top of the 50 it goes. Bulmer did well. So does Broadbent, who tapped it towards Collison. And the Collison chips it over the top. Nicely done. And it is marked out there on the far side is Lee Stockdale for the Maroons. And you talk about experience.
You'd back him here, wouldn't you?
Cool heads.
Absolutely. Inside forward 50. You wouldn't want it with any other player. Lee Stockdale has won this afternoon. Goes around, left foot, kicks it high, waits for the wind. It's too far out to the left. It's still going to be in the field of play. They come to the dangerous spot. Maroons, good tackle by Bulmer. It spalls out the back. Working hard was Harry Gibbs. And the umpire will cross his arm and ball it up. Point of the square. Only 5 metres around from Traralgon's goal.
Well, Traralgon have to set up here behind the ball. They cannot let this ball go out without a score. 2 metres out. Ball bounced down. Couldn't find a teammate. And it will be beaten by the boundary again. They're only 5 metres out from goals, Traralgon boys.
Clear it out.
They've got every chance to have this game in their keeping if they can convert right here, right now.
Well, they're going to try and keep it open as much as they can. Bairnsdale got an extra number down there as well. Back into play, tapped in a dangerous spot. McKeon gave it straight up to Stockdale, put it on the boot.
What was that?
Sprayed it off the side of the boot. It's going to miss everything and go out of bounds on the full.
Did he go the torpedo then?
I think it was a rush kick. Just come off the side. Keenan Hines has it, plays on, no one on the man of the mark. He's gained himself 15 metres, kicks it towards Wykes, the ruckman, over the back, Red nicely. Vickery.
Play on.
Yeah, no, it was well, the umpire did say a mark, and then he called him for holding the man. So
Yeah, I think that was just the payback, we'll call it.
yeah, Vickery has it, half-back flank now, unloads, drives it to half-forward. Over the back it goes. There's a couple of players. In the front spot was Brian. Working hard was White. Great work by Musto. Handballed out towards Thuring. Left foot close to the boundary line. Going back is Jensch.
Good mark.
As the ruckman Wykes closed on him quickly, and Jensch has it on the wing.
He does, right in front of our TRFM commentary position. 20 minutes gone, final quarter. Traralgon lead by 3 points. He goes short. The kick was poor. Collison was caught short on that occasion. The mark taken by Bairnsdale. It goes back to whence it came at the right half-back flank. A kick just poked forward. Can they find? He went searching for, but not found Redford. He gets a second chance, does Redford. He gets taken ball and all. Nice work by Riley LaPraise. The kick by Broadbent was a scrubber. Only gained 5 metres, but nicely done because Mean gets it over the top to East, who gives it to Wyatt. And Wyatt can't get a handle on it. They can hardly run. Players from either side. I thought Thuring was taken high. Play on. And a quick kick by LaPraise. From brother to brother, can he find him?
On the bounce of the ball.
And nicely done too by the big man in Wykes. A quick kick from a standing start was Redford. Right half forward flank. And it's spills out towards the boundary line. A second opportunity by Brian. He'll kick to the top of the square, or will he go for goals? He goes for goals across the face and through for a minor score. But that, Paul Carter, makes the score very close indeed.
2 points of difference, in fact. 10-12-72 Traralgon. Bairnsdale 9-16-70. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. 22-minute mark.
Traralgon still playing on, and that might be costly as getting run down out there. It was a great tackle by your mate, Poppy Liam Giovi, as trying to take him on was Williams. So Giovi's going to go back. He's directly in front. He'll be kicking this from about 50. As Thuring comes off to get a little bit of work, he's cramping in both calves. It's been a very taxing day. A beautiful Saturday up here in East Gippsland, and a cracking game of football. The Maroons are hanging on by 2 points. Giovi from 48 puts it on its way, starts it right, and it works back, but not enough. It's a minor score, and the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard tightens ever so much.
9-17-71. 1 point the difference to Traralgon. 10-12-72.
Paul Carter, quarters have gone so far.
The first one was long, was 32. Then we had a 30. Then it's actually 32, 31, 30. So
Well,
this will have to be 29, won't it?
Well, in that case, we're still got about 8 minutes to play, Poppy.
So defensive 50, the mark's been taken. Let's see what we can do here. Short kick call, risky. Collison, nicely done. Played for the free kick. They've been paid before, so why not? He goes short. He'll give ground to Jacobson. Left half-back flank.
Oh, they're holding
short
on to it.
again.
They're just
Tell
trying
you
to hold on to
what,
it,
with
Poppy.
a minute to go,
Yeah.
with a point the difference and plenty of time to go, I reckon I'd be playing to win rather than to save the result. Gives ground, and Jacobson gets
Play
hold of it
on,
again.
play on.
Play on's the call. They've ran
we go.
themselves into a spot of bother here. That was always going to happen as they go forward again to Bairnsdale to within 30 metres. They need a winner right here. And Traralgon have got the numbers. Have they got the ability to clear through Stevenson? They haven't. And it finds itself over the boundary line just metres from Bairnsdale's goal. So whereas this arm wrestle was starting to favour Traralgon in the opening minutes, Bairnsdale have wrestled themselves back into this game.
Just to paint the picture, Stevenson tried to handball it inboard. McCary smothered it. Came from a long way back to cause this boundary throw-in. Wykes was there. So was Williams. And Wyatt as well for Bairnsdale was wrapped up in a Williams and a Laleave tackle.
Quick tip, boys. What do you think?
I think Bairnsdale have got it. They got all the run at the minute. For
I
me.
think Traralgon might hold on here.
Well, from this stoppage, trying to bust his way through. Hamilton might be again. Just lets it go over, and Hamilton goes on with it with a little bit there of Jackson Hall. And we'll have another boundary throw in right on the point post and the boundary line. 24 and a half minutes have gone. Traralgon to lead it by a point. Ball back into play. Wykes tapped it straight down. Yench is there. Hambles over the top to Hector. They got some run out of the back half. Hall lowers the eyes. Missed Forresto. Closing quickly is Bulmer. Forrester's got some work to do, and he'll happy see it over because he wants his troops to arrive and help him out. And we have a boundary throw in.
Had their chance then.
They certainly did. 60 metres now around from goals.
Get east to the goal square. Get a big body down the goal square. Bomb it in long.
Well, all important stoppage here will be Ethan East in the ruck duties up against Cameron East. Tapped it over the back. Collison was there. Gave up the football. Yench goes to ground. Now he dives on it. The umpire lets it go. Bairnsdale squeeze out the back. Is it Brian? Another firing shot at goal. He's kept that skinny. And 25 minutes. You can hear the boys at the can bar. I tell you what, they're getting excited here at East Gippsland. Paul Carter.
9-18-72 to 10-12-72. 72 points apiece. 25 and a half minutes played.
I'm tipping a guy that's not on the field might make the difference. I'll let you know in just a moment who that might be as the ball finds itself at left half forward flank. They go inboard to the red legs. Can they find a winner? They can.
Wyatt.
What a quarter. What a quarter by Wyatt. That's 50 as well.
I reckon it must be. So I reckon it could be. The umpire says no. It was either a mark as it was, a push in the back, or potentially both, as Boxer pointed out, potentially both meant a 50-metre penalty, but they'll kick from 55. The score's locked away. And the player that I reckon might make a difference is the player that just ran on.
Callum McKeon.
Down as the tiredness has crept in. Let's see if they can seal the game here. Bairnsdale, they kick to within a metre. No, it's a minor score, but guess what? It's enough for them to draw in front by the single point, Paul Carter.
9:19.73 Bairnsdale to Traralgon 10:12.72, 26 and a half minutes played.
This might just be enough for Traralgon to switch back into attack mode because they've been in preservation mode for the last 5 minutes and it's cost them. They get a handball over the top there to the wing. Cam Whiteoak's the one. Can he win it? He did, but a strong tackle out there by Singh allowed him to come in. This guy's been fantastic. Keenan Hines, here he is. McKeon gave it to the big fella at Hamilton. Poppy, you could be a star. McKeon has a flying shot at goal and a minor score. Nostradamus could have just predicted it correctly. Another minor score to the Redlegs.
And Bairnsdale are ahead by 2 points now, 9:20.74 to 10:12.72, 27 minutes and 15 seconds played.
Yeah, that pace could be... could kill you as they bring the ball back in Traralgon. The kick is a poor one by Hector and goes out of play in the full. So a free kick will go to Giovi on the intersection of Ford 50 and Boundary.
Well, we reckon there's about a minute to go, boys. I suppose these boys in the commentary box have come in useful for something. I suppose Maxie East and the boys, we've got a couple of extras now.
Yeah,
they've
Jack
just told
and
us
Charlie, they're all helping the timekeepers.
There is 1 minute to go. As Liam Giovi, hard up on the boundary line in front of the bar, puts it on its way. The hot spot. East goes up. No mark. Bakari's there. Lost it. Quick kick out from Traralgon. They're flying the other way. Now Singh comes in, overruns it. Traralgon need one last forward thrust, but it was picked off by Somerville. Flying shot at goals away. And it's a minor score. It could be enough. We'll get the score to 3-point margin at the moment. Traralgon are going to move this quickly, you'd think, Poppy.
Well, they should have a set play for a moment like this with not much time to go, and they've done it. They've gone straight down the corridor, but they need a winner right here. LaPraise is the target. Got his hands to it, couldn't take it, but they're out. And can they go forward? They're trying hard, but they just cannot get any movement forward.
30 seconds, Poppy.
Appropriate. 30 seconds to go. The ball falls short and into the arms.
That could be it.
Play on's the call.
This is their chance.
Possibly what he should have taken, and now through Hector, a quick kick. He's been busy. We've got a chance here. LaPraise, he needs to get rid of it. Tell you what, there's some tired bodies out there. Lalive has the ball, and it's going to be a free kick to Traralgon's way.
They've got probably 10 seconds to go, boys.
And I tell you what, if he doesn't give it off, he's going to give 50. They play on quickly.
Here it is.
They kick within 25. They need Cameron to take a mark.
Oh, the siren's gone. What a game of football. What a comeback from the Redlegs. I tell you what, they remain undefeated here in Bairnsdale City Oval. What a game. What a comeback. They've managed 2 goals and a half of football in the second half, and they've got up by 3 points. Can you believe it? Bairnsdale, 9 goals, 21-75, and Traralgon are out on their feet, 10-12-72. A 3-point victory to the Bairnsdale Redlegs. They trailed by 10 points at three-quarter time. They were kicking with the breeze. Traralgon got the first goal in that last quarter as well. Got out to 18 points in that last quarter. And then all of a sudden, they got their gear together. Braden McCary got one. Will Hamilton got one as well. And Bairnsdale win it. What a great game of football, boys. Boxer?
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's just one of those things where, you know, Bairnsdale took their opportunities. You know, in those clutch games, I actually started to think that Traralgon were going to get on top and hold on to that win. And, you know, that defensive side of that game, they sort of went a little bit defensive, might have been their undoing, we don't know. But, yeah, they did go defensive. Great effort by Bairnsdale from come from behind. Another close win for Bairnsdale. Poppy's just about to curl over. He's just about called his shot, and he's done.
I tell you what, though, for Traralgon, they're going to question themselves. They've given up a few this year now. That's 3 games, 2 in particular when they gave up a big lead to Moe. They gave up a winnable position now today to Bairnsdale. They don't appear to have a game plan to protect a score. That was protectable, let's face it. I mean, albeit they were facing a barrage of Bairnsdale players and also a very strong wind. They did have a handy 3-goal break there that they gave it up. And not only that, I think Bairnsdale, the amount of scoring shots they had in the last quarter, maybe the margin of just 3 points gives some is complimentary to Traralgon, that final margin of 3 points, because they had 8 more scoring shots to win by 3 points, and it was a good game all round. but a disappointing result if you're a Traralgon fan.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to obviously send Boxer after the break to go into the room. So Traralgon and Bairnsdale just making their way off the ground. And we're going to go to a break, but we can't actually we don't have a roving reporter that